Hello, friends, and welcome to the next episode of Express Lane, the show that brings you speedruns in 60 minutes or less. I'm your host, Oscar424, with occasional guest appearances from my co-hosts, Galahad and Freya. And, you know, looking at this schedule, we've got Crimzon, Clover, World Explosion, Wolf, Fang, Super Smash TV, Nex Machina. This is a very, very special episode for me. Bloodly, you might know me from some weird, silly, awful games, but I originally started speedrunning shoot-em-ups, or shmups, and all of these right here are shmups! It's the shmup episode! Dead serious, this is the episode I've been looking forward to doing ever since I started hosting Express Lane. And we are going to start things off with actually a run that I do nowhere near as well as our runner, but the man, the myth, the legend that actually taught me Nex Machina Death Machine, someone that can legitimately give you greetings from Germany because, well, be nice to him. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning over in Germany. It is Nex Machina veteran Eddie Percent with a shiny black Phoenix. Hi, Phoenix.
Hello.
I finally have you in my clutches for the show.
Yeah. So, hello, everyone. This is Nex Machina. Yeah. This is kind of a modern take of Robotron 2048. 2084. Almost got the wrong number.
Oh, you're fine. With some hints of a certain shmup that follows this too, but we'll get to it.
Yeah. Anyway, in terms of theme, this is kind of like a modern take on Robotron 2084. But this time I got it out. And also a bit of Smash TV.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a mixture of both. If they're like kind of similarities, I'll try to point them out. This is actually a really hard run to commentate too because everything's happening so fast, especially on this difficulty.
Phoenix, that's why I'm here, to talk and hope and give you heck if you get a shield to start off.
We're doing this on veteran. Veteran is kind of like the quote-unquote highest difficulty before the game changes its rules. You see there's something called Master. This difficulty adds revenge bullets to every enemy you kill, so this is what I mean by before the game changes its rules. It plays a lot different.
But yeah, we're ready to go when you are, good sir.
Yeah. The timing is a bit weird. It starts after the first loading screen, but I'll just give a countdown, and we just started when I hit veteran.
All right.
So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Phoenix. I hope you don't get shield.
Yeah, the main objective in this game is to kill all mandatory enemies in each level, and once all mandatory enemies are dead, you can progress to the next level. There are a couple of ways we can save time in this. This is one of the main ways we can save time is by picking the power shot. The power shot's kind of like the rockets in Smash TV. It's piercing. It just kills everything in its path. Difference is this is a charge shot compared to the rockets where it's more like an ammo-based thing.
Ooh, nice. Looking spread.
That's really good. Another way we can save time is there are triggers for waves to spawn faster. Right there you saw me move to a specific spot on the map, and that made the line on the floor started to glow, and that long enemy came out of that. That is an area trigger that will make that enemy spawn earlier. If I didn't go there, the enemy would have taken way longer to spawn, and that's another way we can save time. And the third one is positioning ourselves to the next level, closer to the next level, and then performing the end level dash, which you saw there, there was this visual mess that
voxels, they're voxels.
That closes in onto your character, and if you time the circles when they're overlapping, you get a dash that makes the transition a bit faster. One thing you also see is enemies die next to me and behind me, even though I'm aiming the power shot in the complete opposite way. That is because it has this bubble when I charge, and that bubble also explodes around me, which
what's actually really
also deals damage. So if I position myself in certain ways, I can actually make these clears even more efficient by taking out enemies behind me, next to me, or whatever. Then we have the upgrades. The upgrades are permanent in this. There's the shield. The shield is just a second hit. In this game, the rule is if you get hit, you're dead. Level restarts, if it's a boss fight. Then there's the weapon range and the weapon spread. Spread is pretty much just a spreader from Smash TV, but permanent. Oh, I didn't even know that there's a drop.
I talked about this for you while you get ready for the boss fight. So, of the different power-ups, the one that Phoenix specifically chose was the sword. Now, in shmups, specifically this one, the sword is garbage, except in one very specific instance, this boss battle. Beamtron doesn't move, it just spins around and takes a lot of damage from the sword. So Phoenix grabs the sword, does some dash. I was in a spot that I wasn't used to. Fair. So, yeah, he's able to dash through Beamtron, do a whole bunch of damage with Dash Explosion, wail on it with the sword, and get through in an absolutely blazing time. Phoenix, please.
So, I wasn't finished with the power-ups yet, but there's already so much more to mention. Like this room is, in my opinion, one of the hardest rooms to clear in the entire game. We got a bad weapon crate that's already fantastic.
That's not surprising there.
Yeah, I got a pretty bad pattern here. I lost like 3 seconds just to the RNG. This is probably the room with the most hit secret level I know.
Listen,
I am aware of.
I resemble that remark, Phoenix. I hate that level.
There are like certain enemies that will chase after the humans. I haven't mentioned those yet. It doesn't matter. Anyway, this is a cool clear.
Yeah. This is also really one of my favorite levels in World 2.
This is just Pip's favorite room. Oh wow, I missed one. But yeah, I still haven't finished the upgrades. There's triple dash, that one just gives you 3 dashes. And then the upgrade that, in my opinion, makes this game very unique, the dash explosion. The dash explosion can one-shot every large enemy you encounter. Wow, that was a mess.
That's fine.
And it also does a lot of damage to bosses. So we're going to use that.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of times where Phoenix will repeatedly dash into a boss. So you're probably like, what the fluff? Oh, that's why. He's using Dash Explosion to do epic amounts of damage to those bosses.
Yeah, like this run is mostly, there are like a bunch of like very subtle things that you may not notice if you've never run this game yourself.
Agreed.
Like there are a bunch of subtle things that I'm not even aware of, and then I watch like people that are just starting out that don't clear it the same way. I'm like, oh, that's a trigger for that. I see.
Or in some cases where I get a message from Phoenix, and Phoenix goes, I think they've watched you play a few times because I see a lot of how you play in them. I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's what happened with Bane. Like I saw the clear in 1.5 and I was like, that just looks like Asuka.
That's Asuka's run. And also chat, what's actually really fun about Nex is it's available on PlayStation and Steam, and the times are relatively comparable whether you're on console or on PC. Like Phoenix plays on PC, I play on PS5, and they both work. It's not cross-compatible for co-op. It's pretty much in-person co-op only because lag. But I'm just gonna hush and go probably to the most hilariously boss-melting fight in the game, which is Yeti Kong. The laser it's basically weak spot, and you can see Phoenix just right up in Yeti Kong's face doing those triple dashes and getting so much damage in. And just again,
wow, that was a bad fight.
Still, yeah. General rule of thumb: pink is bad, purple is you just can't get through it. So, still 341, awesome time on that, by the way.
Okay, so the reason why you pick laser there, by the way, is because the boss's hitbox is way too big. So he just takes multiple times damage from the laser. That's also kind of a reference to Smash TV with the Mutoid Man boss, which you will see afterwards.
Yeah.
So this wall behind that wave is evil. You heard like a very hollow sound twice. That is me hitting an arcade cabinet. An arcade cabinet is a bonus stage that we do not want to open because otherwise we get forced into a bonus level.
And you can see the arcade cabinet right up there on the upper left. That's what they look like, and they tend to be very cheeky with where they're hiding.
Yeah, so in some cases there are shots where it looks like it would be more optimal if I chose like a different angle with my power shot, but I am actively avoiding the arcade cabinet, which is why sometimes it looks like I'm doing like a less optimal shot. But
or you could be like me and think it's in one spot and it's actually on the other side of the hallway. I'd be very confused why you keep hitting it.
Disruptor detected.
I like this room a lot. This is kind of like a little dance with the laser. It tracks you, but it doesn't like instantly chase you. It swirls a bit.
And in higher difficulties, it chases you faster, basically.
In this room, you gotta kill the squid-looking enemy above the lava to make the next wave spawn, and I just line up my shots in a way that it takes out most of the wave plus the squid, so the next wave instantly spawns, so there's as little downtime as possible. Speaking of downtime, that last crawler spawn there is a timed spawn, so there was no way to speed it up there, which is why you saw me run around in circles.
I think that's kind of become the universal thing. When you're right there, you just spin in circles because you have nothing else to do.
Another trigger location. If I head to the left here, oh my god, the slam dunk roll straight to dunk me. If I head to the left, everything spawns simultaneous with everything on the right, so I can take out the left. At that point, everything on the right spawned, and then you get that fat power shot off that just clears everything in effectively 1 to 2 hits.
Nice. I think while you're setting up for the Hectron for the next boss, Phoenix, have you mentioned the uniqueness with experienced and up, like experienced veteran versus rookie? Because we can talk about that in the next one. I didn't even
mention that this was run by Pip in 2019 on SGDQ.
This is 2 difficulties above that, but there is a subtle, well, not so subtle difference between experienced and up, so including veteran, that we'll talk about later.
Ooh,
but for right now,
I made a stupid mistake there, and now I have to do this without a shield. That's going to be fun.
That is, Hectron is very, very scary. I actually just learned that you can kind of, he tells where he's going to dash next, but doesn't make it any less terrifying. But right now,
you also
Phoenix
lose damage if you don't have a shield.
Oh, that's true. Actually, when you if you look at Phoenix's shots, he'll be shooting off a salvo of 3 shots. When he's fully powered up, he gets a salvo of 5 shots around. And you can tell when a next power-up is going to drop in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. There's a bar that slowly fills up over time. Once that bar fills up, a power-up drops.
Oh, cool. Worst cycle.
Yes! This is the kind of luck we love here.
There was another thing to mention on Heltron. You saw me walk into his attack and I didn't die. That's because once a boss transitions into their next phase, their previous attacks lose all their hitboxes for whatever reason.
Nice.
Which is why I repositioned myself into effectively his attack, so I pretty much didn't have to worry about the attack being in a different spot. And also not getting confused with like which one is the active hitbox.
Actually, while Phoenix is doing this, I'll mention, so we've kind of alluded to the fact that there is something special about playing this at harder difficulties. When this was originally played at GDQ by Piptune, there were only 5 worlds, and this is World 4 already. Well, once you get up to experienced and up, so including veteran difficulty, there is actually 6 worlds. The space station becomes a playable world once you complete World 5. On top of that, if you're able to get through the entirety of the 6 worlds with a 1cc, and for those who don't know what 1cc is, that's 1 credit clear, basically not game overing, you get a bonus boss fight. Now, for the sake of timing, from a speedrun sense, we actually don't consider that bonus boss fight as part of the timing for the game, because at that point you would just kind of like game over instantly, so you don't have to deal with the bonus boss fight. But Phoenix is fantastic at this game, and we are showing it off for swag purposes, because that is a really heckin' cool fight. We'll see that later.
In general, because of hacking cool, this world in general is pretty cool. This world just has this really, really nice flow to it.
Mm-hmm. And it has the best boss.
The transitions are really short if you position yourself correctly. The levels line up really nicely. There's just very, very little downtime. I love this into this room. This is such a cool clear.
I have such a hard time dashing to that one underneath. I don't know why, other than hitboxes are questionable. Ooh, that was clean.
Also, the supply drops that you saw there, they are terrible. Their hitbox is absolute nonsense.
Agreed. This is actually the only room that you get the power-up before the boss room, correct?
Yes. Because it makes the clear of the boss arena a bit easier.
So yeah, we are going into the boss of World 4, which is my favorite boss, called Enforcer Prime or E Prime, once Phoenix clears these ads.
This is also the hardest boss to speedrun.
Yes, casually this boss is easy. From a speedrun standpoint, I'm gonna shut up because this boss is hard. And Phoenix is just gonna stunt on it.
Didn't get.
Ooh, there it is.
Dash cooldowns.
Yeah, you're good.
So there's like a visual cue that I'm aiming at here to make my rockets not miss. When he's in the diagonal spot, he's way easier to hit if he's in the middle.
Ooh, nice.
Ah, wow, I aimed too high.
Phoenix, you're aiming like me. That was still clean, though.
To be fair, I'm not used to the controller yet. I started off strong today by trying to do one last commentated run, and like halfway through, the shoulder button broke.
Oh no! To answer a question, chat, with what's the difference between rookie and moving up to harder difficulties? The enemies spawn faster, they move faster. There's a few different enemy patterns in levels like this one. In this world, you'll see a slightly different enemy pattern.
What? Wow. I somehow didn't hit the cannon.
I kind of am impressed. Out of love. I'm impressed out of love. Really? You're not getting that extra life?
Not hit the cannon. Wow.
What?
I guess my deathless streak is over now.
Rip. Rip. But yeah, things are just generally really, really fast, and they get faster in higher difficulties. Ironically, in the higher the difficulty, even with the extra world, the times are faster. It's just
in terms of the worlds, they are actually faster, but because there's an extra world, the run still ends up being a bit slower. But actually not that much.
Maybe like a minute or two, not much.
Yeah, veteran first place is around a minute slower than the rookie first place at this point.
And like you'll notice, like again, the loading time for the enemies to spawn in, it is just again, everything's faster. And it might seem like there's so much going on and it's so hard to pay attention to. It's like any game, especially any shmup, it just takes practice. You start getting accustomed to what you're looking at, where things are spawning, so you don't have to focus as much on the enemies, but just where they're going to be. And yeah, he's a fun little shmup. Like this is actually a room where the pattern's different on higher difficulties, so there's a lot more enemies that spawn in the second half.
I still can't believe that I got through like shieldless Heltron, no hit Enforcer, and then I die in a way I've never died to because I missed a cannon that I have never missed before.
Wait, Phoenix, you have to say the thing.
That didn't happen before.
Yeah! That's the thing! I'm so proud of you, Phoenix! He's never going to speak to me again after this.
I'll still speak to you.
Again, chat, this is what happens when friends let friends on their hotfix shows. I will taunt him incessantly about dying to that purple laser out of love. Also, I just want you to know Rip in chat is laughing. Laughing, we're going to say laughing with you. Part of Phoenix died this day.
Nah, it's all good.
Like, I will say, from someone that Phoenix is above and beyond just amazing at this game. I can barely speak when I'm doing this on experience. The fact that you're actually having a conversation with me as I'm giving you heck on veteran. Whew.
How did that enemy get stuck to the left there? That's also something I have not seen before.
I don't know. All right, so this boss is actually, if you were playing on Rookie, this would be the final boss. This is not the final boss. We still have a whole another world to go after this. But yeah, to answer your question, chat, for how you know what's going on with this game. Like a lot of shmups, there are a lot of things going on. But it's like anything, you get used to playing it, you start getting accustomed to what you're seeing, and it gets a lot more easier to focus on everything. And eventually you're just vibing out to the game, and it's so much fun.
Yeah, that's like sometimes why I regret not having a cam for this, because World 4 always looks pretty funny. What? Okay. Dash cooldown. Dash cooldowns.
It's fine or something. Yeah.
I even delayed it, it was still too quick.
Sorry, you're too good, Phoenix. How dare.
Also, the flashing in this space particular is really bad. I apologize.
Thankfully,
Really?
it is. Oh, what? There's a pixel of health left. What?
Yeah. That's why I dashed in.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
oh my goodness.
to be fair, that boss is pretty tough. At least I got the shield for this.
True. So yeah,
Because I died in the previous room.
Yes. So this is the final world. We mentioned earlier about secret levels and there's arcade cabinets. There is one specific level that it is probably the biggest troll in video game history. There is this enemy, this giant squid-looking thing that's just sitting there saying, "Here, you want to shoot me. Trust me, you want to shoot me right now." If you do that, you go into a bonus level that's how many minutes long? Like
In this 1.5.
yeah.
If you do it perfect.
If you do it. Don't do it. Just don't. You'll see the enemy. It is a very obvious enemy. It's bait. Don't take it.
Yeah, it's a 6-in-1 bonus stage.
And it believe you me, you will take it at least one point, and you'll just be like, well, this is my life from for now on.
That was an interesting disruptor.
And again, as a reminder, pink is okay to dash through. That wild purple-looking laser, you cannot dash that. Yeah, that squid right there. Do not shoot upwards. Sadness will happen if you shoot up. And then you just kind of sigh.
There's another bait like that.
Wait, what? Have I just gotten lucky and missed it?
In like 2 stages, there's another bait.
Oh yeah, the guy on the left.
Yeah. There's an enemy that spawns right in front of the secret level, and it's a large one.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this guy in the middle, that one's fine, and that guy on the left that spawned that I dashed into. There's like a secret level right behind him too.
I had a heart attack when you dashed into that. Just now.
Dashes don't deal damage to arcade cabins.
Good to know. But yeah, this is just a fun level or just a fun world altogether.
Yeah, this is kind of like World 4. The flow of the levels is just really nice. Like in this one, you have to kill the crawler wave to make the next wave spawn. If you do it just right, the room just lines up very nicely like that.
That I am jealous of how clean you make that look.
That is an enemy that needs to die for the next wave.
And for the record, when it comes to if you're interested in learning Nex Machina, Phoenix is a fantastic teacher. And he loves, he sees people running this, and he's willing to help out. So, always reach out or just play, and he'll come out of the woodworks. Now, again, for timing purposes, this is the final boss. So time will be when Phoenix kills the Supreme AI, but since Phoenix is, awesome and was going to 1cc this fight, we get to see the bonus fight, which you will see the name of her once we get there.
I'm not used to him being there.
Yeah, that's a weird
I screwed
spot.
something up. No, I'm just used to shooting from the other side.
Gotcha. Ooh. Alright, so this is the final phase of Supreme AI.
Oh, wow. Okay. I still get a shield.
That's time?
No.
Oh, right.
No, it's time.
Now it's time. I forget, it's after the explosion. So, again, Phoenix 1cc'd this. Now we get to see the
boss
true
is
final
called
boss.
like the name of the game.
The final boss's roll credits. And this is where Phoenix gets to quite literally stunt on Tech God. But this is a hard fight, so I'll let Phoenix focus.
Yeah, and it's even harder if you're not used to your controller.
You're fine. You're fine. You got this.
There's another nice showcase of like how much damage the dash explosion deals to bosses, because that's the majority of the damage that I'm dealing here.
Oh, that's the manip.
Yeah.
Nice. Absolutely nice. So what Phoenix did right there is manipulated the phase to lock it in place. There's those 4 skulls, and if he took out 3 of them, Nex can't move on to the next phase of damage. So she just kind of sits there and does the same thing over and over again, and Phoenix just literally stunts on her. But yeah, that was amazing, Phoenix.
Minus the World 5.
You know, I wasn't going to bring that up, but now that you mention it,
I mean, I have my splits running. I see like how much time I lost in World 5.
I will say what, as mentioned in chat, hashtag greetings from German efficiency. So, first off, banger end song, or end credit song by Housemark. But I think we have time to show off a certain World 1 difficulty upgrade that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
If you'd like to introduce it.
Yeah. So I mentioned before that Master pretty much changes the rules of the game a bit. Why not show it in action on the first world? This is probably also the best showcase for it, because they also figured out that Beamtron's not going to cut it the way he is for Master. So
I love how it says "suffer well."
Yeah, there's technically an even higher difficulty than this. This is, if I do master runs, what I call the warm-up round.
Jealous. But yeah, what would you say this would be, about like 5 minutes? If that?
5 minutes at max. I hope I can finish it.
All right. Worst comes worst, you all get to see the difference between veteran and the rules go out the window master difficulty.
Do I need to time this? Just that I know that I need to do a countdown or whatever. Okay, I can just stop. Okay. So yeah, as I said, enemies now have revenge bullets. They track the position your character was standing in when that enemy died.
And those are not tiny.
Yeah. They are thankfully a bit slower, but they have more range than the ones that are in a certain secret difficulty.
Yep. Good old hero difficulty. Yeah, this is the true test. And Housemark in a lot of its previous games, Resogun, which is another shmup, they in master mode you get those revenge bullets. Now, the secret difficulty hero is you have to be able to do all the worlds with these revenge bullets and 1cc the game. Does that include beat Nex as well?
Yes. You have to get through Nex to get to hero.
But yeah, you have to, once you do that, you get hero difficulty. Well, if you die during hero difficulty, you don't get to just start hero difficulty again. You have to complete master again to get to hero.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
You're fine. Yeah, this difficulty is not for the faint of heart. Nice triple. You can see how just by adding those bullets, everything just becomes so much more chaotic. And you have to move. You have to constantly move. And
yeah, especially if the game no longer works, code activates.
True. So true. It's like you even have to kind of change your whole strategy for fighting.
Yeah, that's why I say
enemies.
That's why I say veteran is the highest difficulty before the game changes its rules, because you just cannot play as aggressive in some instances.
And to answer question, chat, on higher difficulties, you do not start with all 5 lives. You start with fewer lives, and you have to pick up extra lives as you progress through the levels. So it gets even more chaotic.
So, because I mentioned Beamtron, they decided the boss is just not going to cut it the way it is, because it's stationary, and its attacks are not really threatening or anything. So they were like, what if we add like a couple million bullets to his fight?
Yep. Yeah.
Although this is like one of the worst rooms on this difficulty.
God, you're
because
right.
all those enemies just bounce around randomly. That is bad.
It's fine, TM. Maybe.
I'm also going to use the rocket launcher here instead of the sword because, oh boy.
Ooh, nice.
I'm not joking when I said they added a couple of million bullets to this fight. You'll see. He's about to spawn.
Oh no, you got it. You got it. No. Just no. Is there even a pattern to this?
No, it tries to shoot the barrage towards your character. But that's about it. The spread is random. And that is even more ridiculous on Hero.
That was amazing to show up. Straight up. That, oh my gosh, that was GG's again, Phoenix.
What? We got the single word back. Nice.
Awkward. Awkward turtle. But yes, GG's good sir. And I am so glad to finally drag you on here to show off a game that you are absolutely amazing at. Yeah, any other like mentions or things, or like, I know you we need Phoenix back for hero attempt. Again, greetings from Germany hours. It's like 4 a.m. for him. So
yeah,
we'll be nice to
it's
our
almost 4:20.
Yeah.
It's 4:17.
So Phoenix, where can they find you? What do you play? Talk about how awesome you are.
You can find me on Twitch under a shiny black phoenix. I'm mostly streaming Yu-Gi-Oh! Speedruns at this point. I sometimes still throw this in if I feel like it. But for the most part at this point it's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, like I said, if you want to pick up this game, definitely reach out to, like, there's a lot of Nex Machina players in chat right now. And Phoenix is such a good help, so knowledgeable on this game, and I'm dead serious. Phoenix taught me this game, and I can't thank him enough. So everybody give GG's one more time to Phoenix. And Phoenix, I platonically love you, hearts. But yeah, thank you for being on here, having all the fun. And before we go to break, I just wanted to remind you, friends at home, 2 quick things: that your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and your bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick, Hotfix, and shows like Express Lane. If you enjoy watching these speedruns, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. And also, while we're on break, you should actually head over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix in a separate tab, of course, if you want some more info on our weekly shows and our weekend specials that are coming up. But with that, we are going to take a hydration break. Everybody in chat, tell Phoenix to go to bed. He needs his sleep. And we will be back with, well, one of the games that was a love letter that Nex Machina did, or whatnot. I don't know, words. It's going to be some Super Smash TV. Hello and welcome back, friends, to the shmup episode of Express Lane. Before we head to our next match, I have a couple quick announcements for you. Just as a reminder, Games Done Quick Express is returning to TwitchCon from September 20th through the 22nd, and submissions will be open now through tomorrow, the 24th. So you might want to use !GDQX in Twitch chat if you want some more info and submit your games, because we'd love to hear them and see them, of course. Also, speaking of marathons, GDQ's All Women and Femme speedrunning event, Flame Fatales, is going to be returning August 18th through the 25th. Use !FF in Twitch chat to check out the schedule and let us know what you're looking forward to the most. I recommend the RZ race, totally not because I'm one of the racers, but totally because I'm one of the racers. It's on the 18th, so check it out. It's the second run of the marathon. Now that I am done with my own self-promo, we are going to be heading on to the next shmup. Now, again, one of the games that was a bit of a influence on Nex Machina that we just saw was a kind of really fun game called Super Smash TV on Super Nintendo. Well, actually, did you know that there's a tournament that was on recently? I think it was the 8th annual Super Smash TV tournament, and it featured two people named Resolve and J-Pop for Life in the finals. You missed it? Well, that's okay, because we're going to watch it again, but live. We are doing a run back of the finals of Resolve and J-Pop for Life in Super Smash TV. So take it away, friends.
That would be me.
That would be
Ron Burgundy, yes.
Hello.
First time doing this in a while here, yes. So we have Brysolf, we have J-Pop for Life. We were supposed to have LOZ Cards Fan 23, but he ran into some vehicular trouble on the way here, so I'll be doing solo commentary for better or worse. And yeah, this is... I was going to say, where do we start here with this?
Yeah, I mean, we can, if they want to do a quick intro of each other, they can. Otherwise, we can officially start. This is going to, we were gonna do best of 5. We might just have a good time and play like all 5 rounds because RNG is fun. It's up to you guys if you want to get started right away, and we can just start with the talking. What do you think?
Well, you know what, J-Pop, you go ahead, do a little intro, and I'll hit it, and then we'll get underway here.
Sounds good. Hi, everyone. I'm J-Pop for Life. I am new to the Smash TV tournament, although I grew up with the game. It was in my local arcade decades ago, and, well, now I'm here, and I have the honor of playing with one of the best.
I appreciate the compliment. Myself, I started running this game back in 2016. Long time ago. There was literally one run on the easy percent and one on normal percent, and that was it. Actually got to run this game co-op at SGDQ 2018 with Jackamus Wedge, my best bud from Prince Edward Island here in Canada. And ever since, we've slowly been growing the tournament up, and the aforementioned LOZ Cards Fan 23 convinced me in 2020, right after COVID started, you got to run the tournament. And I said, fine. And that was the year the tournament blew up. We are now running full fields of 32 every year. We just finished the 8th annual. J-Pop for Life, maybe burying the lead, as a rookie, went all the way to the finals, finishing 2nd place, and is going to be using a different technique than yours truly once we're underway here. But I'll leave Farad to talk about that. I'm about ready to go. How about you, J-Pop?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
All right. I've been given the secret master awesome power to start this first round. So we are going to be ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, so the runners, what they're going to be doing here is, well, a few different things. They're looking to take out the evil Mutoid Man. And in doing so, they're going to be beating up a bunch of enemies along the way here, clearing out a bunch of them through the room.
And now, how much?
Starting off in the first room here, there's probably about 100 or so of these soldiers that they have to take out. Generally, it will be about, by the speed that they have here, about 40 seconds before they move on into collect power-ups, and that's where they'll be able to see their, they'll be able to get their a bit more expansive of weapons here.
And how much does RNG play a factor in these matches? Because they're not playing on the same consoles; they're playing their own games at the time.
Well, I mean, depending on the spawning, where the items spawn that can help them, which ones they are, RNG is a huge factor here. What they're looking for that you can see over on J-Pop's screen. Kind of seeing it all put together behind the scenes here, but you can see that little blue orb that is oh man, yeah, the blue orb over swirling around here, that doubles your firepower, so that's something that our runners are going to want to see considerably and hang on to throughout the run. If they bump into one of the soldiers or any of the other enemies, they lose that orb, they lose that double firepower.
Gotcha.
Now they're both heading here into Eat My Shrapnel. There are 18 of these slow-moving Mr. Shrapnels along the side here. Those are timed. No more than 4 can be on the screen at any time, so you have to be able to take them out as you go along, as well as some of the other soldiers there.
Okay.
And the rocket's doing a good job of that. It's probably the most ideal weapon in the in the early going of things. But once they clear everything out, it's pretty easy sailing. And then heading over to the right, there's total carnage. That's when the enemy spawns tend to increase considerably.
Gotcha.
I'm doing a little bit more describing of things because I know there's a lot of setup going on here, so I can't exactly crisply see what is going on here.
No,
but yeah, trying to get kind of the overall run of things here. Now, generally, a run like this, even somebody who's not that skilled at it can probably get through the easy percent in probably a good 10, 11, maybe 12 minutes. As Bri was talking about, there was only the one easy percent run and one normal percent run. Now it's, I believe, up to 128 easy percent entries. Most of them are under 10 minutes. I think mine is like 80 something on the list, and that's 7 minutes and 44. But for these two runners here, I mean, they are among 2 of the 12 fastest as far as their PBs go. As they were in the bonus room here that they had. Now they have tank trouble, which is late stage game enemy spawns, but you get it here in the early going, just before Mutoid Man. So this is a rough room to be sure. But to give you an idea, Brysel for a long while had the world record at 5 minutes and 10.4 seconds. But that was recently beaten by another runner within the past year, CHX42. Who his world record time is a 5 minute and 5.8 seconds.
Ooh. Now I see.
J-Pop, again, as a rookie, is no slouch. His PB is a 5:28.9.
That is so wild. Now, so we're looking at Mutoid Man right now. I know there's like a quick kill, if I remember correctly. It's something that I'm just not good at.
There's a weapon that's well, it's known in the community as a spreader. It's kind of like a tri-directional shot. But if you're able to hit that kind of in the, as you can see here on Bryself's side, kind of under the proverbial armpit of Mutoid Man, it does like 9 times damage, and in doing so, yeah, is able to take out a few of the different forms here as... I
like watching J-Pop just kind of like, come on. I love that.
Yep, there's the spreader there on J-Pop's side. Bryself, meanwhile, with a couple of form advantage here. The one arm just popping off now on J-Pop's side. Bry, meanwhile, already has the head removed, the rib cage exposed, and is now going to be on final form here. And as the spreader is the best weapon for every form, but the final one wants to look for a different weapon here. Grenades look to be good here, although that invulnerability, it's an empty drop. It doesn't allow for anything, but Bri is going to take game number 1 here.
Oh, wow. So it's basically, is it now time is when the heads explode or just the...
Time is when the screen goes black as you walk out of the room.
Gotcha.
Before all of the prizes that you aren't really concerned with, the toasters and automobiles and super VCRs and cash bonuses. And because remember, this is a theoretical game show that they're doing here. This game was based very heavily off of the 1987 movie The Running Man
yep.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, this kind of looks like the, all right. And chat's just popping off for all the toasters and TVs that are all missed. So yeah, game 1, GG's, that was awesome.
Well, that was a lot of good RNG. Tank trouble on. I didn't play the best boss fight, but it worked out. I'll take a sub 6 any day of the week in a race environment.
Dream. Yeah. What'd you think about that one?
Well, well, Motherhead was in play, as we like to call Mutor when they're sitting on the power-ups, so I got to dance in my seat a bit.
So that's what it's called. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, mother henning. I was kind of explaining some of the general concepts and also kind of getting the vantage point set up here. So a lot of it was more the whys and hows than the what was going on. But I'll be able to do that more now that we're settled in here for games 2 through 5.
All right. So if you two are ready, we can go right into that second game.
I'm good to go.
Good to go?
J-Pop?
Yep. I should explain the manipulation that they do. So they let some of the opening series go through here, and Bri, feel free to help bail me out on this here because I'm probably wordsing it wrong.
Quite literally a very easy manipulation. You just let the demo load, you hold the start button until you come back to the title screen. You can also wait for the 4th go, but I mean, you can just hold start. It's free. And it gets you that razor shield at the start. Now, that said, I don't know if it works differently for J-Pop with the manipulation, but I think you do the second manipulation.
No, it works exactly the same. You just hold start. You let the demo play, hold start. So you come back to the menu. It's all ready to go.
Yeah, I'm an old dog. You can't teach me new tricks these days, so I just play it randomized the whole way. Other than that,
I resemble that remark.
But
as do I.
But I'm ready to rock and roll, J-Pop. Let's even this one up and let's not have any mother heading. That's not cool.
All right.
Well, good luck. I'll need it.
All right, chat. Send some RNG love and channel your energy to our runners because we are about to start game 2 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck. You'll need it.
I love that.
So yeah, they're initially sent off by the evil Mr. MC there, and they're going to be in Arena 1. This is where they'll have, as I noted before, roughly 100 of these green foot soldiers to take out here, and they, using that manipulation, start off with that razor shield that you see there, and that helps them protect themselves from some of the enemies, as well as kind of using a little bit of the shield as a weapon as well to try to take some of them out quicker. Ideally, they want to be out of the room roughly under 40 seconds. Looks like in...
Here.
I was trying to see when they had officially started, but it's pretty similar in this case here. Now, J-Pop actually has a manipulation that was recently found where when it works, the first drop is that double firepower orb that you see there.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, you can see with the rockets how it just kind of tears through the various soldiers like a hot knife through butter, as the old adage goes. Bri, meanwhile, working on a spreader on the left side there and has an invulnerability to capitalize with it. Not quite done with the room yet, but usually under 1 minute and 20 seconds is where you want to be heading into Eat My Shrapnel. And this is that timed room with those slow-crawling 18 Mr. Shrapnels along with other purple and green foot soldiers.
No.
And that double firepower of the orb coming very heavily into play here as it allows J-Pop to get through them that much quicker, twice as fast. And the Razor Shield again, that you can see the different items aren't showing up for the players equally. They're equal, not necessarily equal opportunity RNG.
I have to shut up myself. It was just like, yup, drops are, I think RNG giveth and taketh away in 1 and 2 match.
It certainly does. And now into Total Carnage. This is when the enemies ramp up. You have the shrapnels in there, you have the foot soldiers, and you start to also see some tanks, I believe, that roll into here as well. Maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself with that. But it's just the enemy spawn rate is significantly higher. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to be able to fend off the various enemies as you see J-Pop taking a death there.
Now, what happens when
I didn't see what it was to.
It almost looked like one of the bombs on the ground. Maybe just walking over that, but...
Well, I'm looking at the delay thing here and seeing what exactly Oh, okay, so he had to get the grenades and was in a little bit too close, and he tried to get... Oh, okay, yeah, he hit one of those landmines that were there as he was trying to get one of the rockets.
Gotcha.
But now is in the kind of secret bonus room, which gives you a little bit of a 25-second respite. But you have to collect that little question mark power-up over on the bottom right corner. The reasons for which I'm not totally sure, but then that leads into tank trouble, where now you see you have gunners on the walls, which the rockets are thankfully able to take out fairly easily. And then this is where the tanks start to come into play, hence the name Tank Trouble. Plus you have the shrapnels, the soldiers, all this stuff, and the spawn rate is what you would see in the late game third arena, but it's here in the easy percent. So this tends to be a stalwart for a lot of individuals who are new to the game and those who have been playing it for a while.
Yep, not me constantly dying in this specific room. Nope, not at all. Very much me. So on easy difficulty, is it the same route each time, or is that manipulated so that it is the same route each time?
For the speed run, I mean, there are different rooms that have different directions that you can go, but for the speed run, the directions that you see them head here, as far as the various rooms, that is the ideal, most efficient way to go.
Gotcha.
So that way you're not fighting more enemies in extra rooms and adding another minute or two to your time.
Okay.
So now here into Mutoid Man, you can see there are the kind of front gunners there that have to be taken care of. But also you want to try to hit that, basically that trapezoid underneath the chin of Mutoid Man. That's, with the lobbers, that's where it does the most damage. And then getting in under the respective armpits with that spreader, it has a... I don't know if it's I guess a glitch or a bug or something like that, where you're able to do multiple bits of damage here, as we're going to see on Bry's-Eyed here. But looks like Bry had had another surprise pop up, and yeah, the weapon changed out, unbeknownst to him, as he was trying to rail in all that damage. And that makes it a little more difficult for him to catch up as, well, as I say that, they're now in the same form. As the ribcage popped open on both, the next form for Mutoid Man is going to be the head popping off here. And it's practically dead even. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow. It looks like J-Pop has definitely a slight advantage now.
Yeah, he was able to utilize that spreader. I didn't quite see it here. And yeah, that transfer damage on the penultimate form allowed J-Pop to just carve right through. Ooh. Yeah, oversight by the developers. Thank you, Leslie Pro.
GG's J-Pop. That got spicy at the end there.
Yeah, that when that spreader does damage, especially heading into that last form, you can get some transfer damage that can make that last form very easy to take out.
Wow. That was getting a little spicy there at the end, J-Pop.
I can't believe I pulled it out. I dropped the orb, hitting the mine, but the game bailed me out with a lot of rockets, with a lot of love. So thank you everyone for the RNG, because it really did flow my way this time.
Alternatively, on the other side of the RNG tree, hi.
What? Are you saying that? Are you saying you don't want orbs or any good weapons for the first 3 rooms, or only one spreader that gets taken away immediately on a lobber on the feet for the boss? That's not what you want. Come join my tournament. This game is fun.
the RNG bless right there. That was great. It was actually fun because there was a lot of back and forth in those few minutes there, so that was super cool.
I will throw it out there that J-Pop must have made a horrible mistake along the way, because there's no way I was staying anywhere even with those drops. So J-Pop, did you drop an orb, a life, or both?
I leafed it.
Both.
Oh no, you leafed it. Oh no.
I didn't mention that. Yeah, it was going for a rocket. It named for another member of the community, Prince Leaf, who had done that first in a tournament. I think was trying to leave the room and accidentally hit the mine that cost a few seconds there.
About 7 or 8 seconds it cost, and an orb. Not great.
So yeah, chat, that is officially now, we are tied at 1 each. So, and yeah, and chat's getting more and more angry with all those toasters getting left out. I don't know what you're going to do with all of them other than create maybe your own Mutoid Man, but...
I collected over half the prizes in the bonus room. You should be on my side.
There we go.
I apologize, my pockets aren't big enough for all of the toasters. I can't carry them all.
Just J-Pop, I can't handle all these toasters. You're just holding like all of the toasters. Chat, Discord, you know what to do to make that image a reality. Have fun. All right, Fred.
All right, good stuff. I can hardly wait to see how it's going to make it worse than that. I am legitimately excited to see the game do it.
I love this for us.
Challenge accepted, apparently.
Yep. All right, so we need those toasters. So if you two gents are ready to go, Firon, if you're ready to go as well, we can go for game 3.
I mean, they're doing the heavy lifting here. I just get to talk about what they're doing and try to sound somewhat coherent.
Only one of those are optional. All right, we are going to get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, so there's the good luck, as you can hear, and off they go into Arena 1.
Like, comment in chat immediately. I'll just watch the replay on my Super VCR. Yes.
Yes, gotta love the Super VCR.
Oh, man. So, like, tell us actually, in this third match, tell us about this tournament that I know I was watching all the VODs on YouTube. Like, I mean, just how do people get involved?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is just the kind of, it's been spearheaded by Brysolf. He was the one who kind of started all of this, and he's had it expand. The first three tournaments were broadcast on his channel, and then starting with season 4 in 2020, or season 4, the fourth tournament, I should say, in 2020. We actually got picked up by the channel GG_Speedruns, and that's been run by a member of the Smash TV community, Mr. Dino023, who kind of handles the tech for all of that, and that's been where it's been broadcast for the better part of the last 5 years now. It happens every spring, usually starting around early March, I would say, and probably going until the end of April, and it's a 32-person double elimination tournament. They play a best-of-5 format for the first couple of rounds, and then when they get to the final 16, or those who are in the money rounds, I should say, it goes to a best of 7 format.
And is it primarily just easy difficulty, or do you do it on like normal and hard as well?
Oh goodness, no! It is on easy percent just for time purposes because, I mean, most of these times, as I said, each run will take roughly, I mean, at the absolute worst, maybe 10, 11 minutes, whereas normal percent or hard percent to get all the way through it, you're looking at more like 45 minutes per run.
Ooh.
So yeah, best of 5 of that, you'd need to block off an entire evening, and ain't nobody got time for that.
No. You cannot goat me, you cannot bait me with enough toasters to do that personally.
No, that's why it's okay to grab all the toasters and big money, big prizes. I love it. Because it's not going to affect your time, but if you were running normal percent or hard percent, you'd want to try to avoid those prizes as much as possible because the time keeps ticking as the points get awarded for all those bonus prizes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, so in easy percent, it doesn't really matter as much because time is before it starts that countdown. But otherwise, yeah, you'd want to avoid all of those prize boxes that you see there in the bonus room that both of our runners are currently doing. Okay.
And I just wanted to mention that you got a shout out in chat for that voice being pretty good. So yeah, I'd say it's got a pretty good voice for that. Not gonna lie.
Good to see the broadcasting school paid off. Now I just need to work on voiceover type things. Not that I'll be any type of Seth MacFarlane anytime soon, as Bri loses his orb here in tank trouble.
Oh no. And then back to the tournament, like where can people go if they're interested in starting to like maybe pick up this tournament or just pick up the game? Is it through speedrun.com? Is it through a specific like channel?
Yeah, I would say speedrun.com is probably the best way to go. Super Smash TV, that's where you can see all the times and whatnot. As far as the runners, and you can kind of figure things out. A lot of it's kind of centered in Brysolf's channel and his Discord. Time lately, he's kind of focused on some other things. He has a randomizer that's done with Tecmo Super Bowl.
What?
Which he and I are heavily involved. Yes, that may have to be another thing for another time, but that was recently, or maybe a couple of years ago, was created by McGrew, who also did the Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest randomizer. But it randomizes all the player stats, all the team's playbooks, and what Brian and I have been doing for the last 2.5 full seasons of it has been just setting it to computer versus computer and calling the action 1 week at a time and enjoying a few beverages and just laughing at the hilarity.
I just have this big old smile on my face. I'm like, I need to watch this. And yes. Let's see,
Meanwhile, back at the race,
yeah, right?
because I had a feeling I was going to take things off on a tangent here. We have J-Pop is on the final form for Mutoid Man. These grenades should be able to do it here as long as he lands them. If not, this lobber definitely will, and it does. Going to take out these last bits of shrapnel here, and J-Pop is going to take game number 3 in this best of 5.
He is excited. That's it. We are now looking up.
And another empty drop, just as Bri was hoping to finish off a Mutoid. There's that Mother Henning just sitting right on top of the item. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how you paid off Lady RNG, J-Pop, but you're on her good side, right?
RNG has owed me against Brysolf. He has bested me twice in our 2 matchups, so I think I'm due.
I gotcha.
That's what I'm going to claim.
I like a quick comment in chat. The boss lost his head, then spawned a new head within his body? just Super Smash things. It's fine. Bryce, about that mother henning.
Is what it is, you know? I mean, J-Pop wants to win this non-title exhibition match. I'm okay with that because I'm back next year to defend my title and going for a tournament win. That said, 2 on the trot. You just watch it happen.
Well, if we're going to exchange blows, you know, we can start a co-op tournament where I might just sit on the throne for a little bit.
Oh, I've already told everyone if we ever run a co-op, it's going to be online random partner draw.
Yes, please.
We'll have to wait and see, but regardless of that, J-Pop GG's and being up 2-1, and you know what they say about a 2-1 lead? It's almost the most dangerous lead in hockey. I think that's how that goes.
Also, I just want to mention, chat totally noticed that very, very totally not subtle non-title exhibition match comment.
Yeah, during the tournament, they did face off head to head.
Twice.
Twice actually. Yeah, initially in the 3rd round of the winners bracket, that was a best of 5, and Bry won 3-0. So that was that was a shutout on that. But then J-Pop went through the bonus bracket and got all the way back up and was able to face Brysolf in the grand finals, and that ended up being Brysolf taking that 4-2 in a best of 7.
And I will point out that was the 2nd time ever a best of 7 finished out with 6 or more games played. Each time a winner went under 6 minutes. So that was a smoking match. So much fun.
It was hot.
The RNG just said, all right, here's, give it your best shot. Here's all the best stuff. And, may the best competitor win. And yeah, being able to sub 6 in this, in a tournament format just once is a lot to ask, but to do it all 6 times in that finals, whew.
That is fantastic. But all right, so we're not going to mention that someone in chat said what's hockey, because
No, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to appreciate hockey. It's about 5th on my list of what I watch, maybe 6th or 7th these days. I'm a bad Canadian.
Fair. It's okay. We still love you. But that said, we have a reckoning of one of you two to win the next match. So if everybody is ready to go, the manips are all set, RNG is going to do RNG things. Chat, I hope they're ready.
Absolutely. Let's get on the go, boys.
All right. We are ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Good luck.
All right, I'm going to actually see, I wrote down the time here, so I'm going to see if I can get an idea of about what their times would be. So we'll see. All right, so back into Arena 1. You notice different strategies here. J-Pop kind of leaning toward the top door, hoping to utilize the shield to take out a bunch of the soldiers. Bry initially hanging out to the right, but now kind of going toward the middle and letting the, well, we call it the pea shooter doing the work. The little pew-pew gun there.
Now, those weapon power-ups that our runners are picking up throughout it, about how long do they last? Because I've noticed they don't stay there permanently.
No, there's a green bar underneath their score on the left-hand side. It's currently red, but when they get a particular weapon, it'll fill up with 6 green bars. And as the weapons are discharged, it will deplete from 6 down to 0.
I see what you mean.
And then once it's run out, then it's back to the regular old pea shooter.
Gotcha. And the power-up that's just kind of fading off into the distance, not picked up. Was that a grenade, or was that...
Yeah, that's a grenade, which, given that you want to have long-distance shooting, the grenade is more of a close-range weapon.
Okay.
It's one of those... with Mutoid Man, it'll do in a pinch, but otherwise it's not very ideal when you have soldiers coming out of various entrances to the north, south, east, and west of the room.
Gotcha. And a question I just saw get dropped in chat asking the difference between completion times of easy and normal.
Oh, good point. Because this is just Arena 1. For the normal and hard percent, there are 3 total arenas that you have to do that increase in difficulty as it goes along, including other mini-bosses and other things of that nature. So that's why the PB for the normal percent is probably close to 7.5 times the length of the PB of the easy percent.
I also love how our 2 runners are basically deadlocked right now.
Yeah, they're both just working things here in Total Carnage. So from here, they're going to head to the right to the bonus room. Give them that little bit of a break. Trying to use the nuke to end the room, but it is not the case here. As looks like it's going to be about a 258 for both, maybe a 257, 258. That's about the time that they entered the bonus room here. So both under 3 minutes into this room is fantastic.
Let's see here. Another question. Is the tournament races bound to the Super Nintendo controllers, or can other alternative controllers be used?
That might be a question better left for Bry, as he's one of the tournament administrators and knows all those little intricacies way better than I do.
That's fair.
I just hop on the microphone and apparently sound good. Cards is better with the technical explanations, but unfortunately he ran into vehicular trouble and couldn't make it here. Doggone flat tire.
Right? Everyone sends some love to Cards. I actually spoke to Cards at SGDQ when I mentioned, hey, I wanted to do a shmup episode, and I can't have a shmup episode without Super Smash TV. So yeah, y'all in. So
yeah, no, he was looking forward to it. Cards and I have done a lot of commentary together for Smash TV and other things, but for Smash over the course of the last 5 years.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, Cards gets all over the place, as do I. I mean, we've commentated Legend of Zelda Randomizer. We've commentated Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Yeah.
He's been part of the insanity that has been Tecmo Rando Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, Bry gets the spreader, but then the invulnerability, so he can just press on in there into Mutoid Man, and then gets another spreader on top of it. Oh, but gets run over. Oh no.
Now.
So both on the same form here, and now that foot that you saw, it looks like a sock basically. That just increases your movement speed.
Okay. Oh, I don't quite. Oh, no. Looks like Bree definitely took the lead on this one.
Oh, and there's a key for Brysolf, another empty drop. Yeah, those keys only matter if you're playing in medium or hard percent and are trying to get 10 of them to go to the Pleasure Dome.
The what now?
It's like a hidden secret area where there's, I believe, some ladies in various form of undress or something to that nature.
So not shown on GDQ.
Not exactly my cup of tea,
right.
But
that was.
That being said, wow, that was fairly close here.
Man. That is.
But J-Pop's going to take it with about a 603 versus a 604 for Brysolf. So that was roughly a 1 second difference between the two.
I'd say that's worth running it back one more time. We'll call that too close to call just to make Bree happy. Even though
there we go.
We all know, chat. Just shh. Shh. like J-Pop's just I feel like we kind of want to leave them both in limbo for this. They're both back. I mean, I don't know. It was close, you two.
Was it one frame? If it's not one frame, then it's no Dino Prince Leaf. That's the all-time record.
I was just about to get into that. Yeah, we had a race where it was so close between Prince Leaf of the Leafed It that we mentioned earlier, and Mr. Dino, who runs GG Speedruns,
who also have a great rivalry. They're one of the all-time great rivalries in the community.
Yeah, but it was so close that it had to be frame counted on the spot. So there was a few minutes where a delay had occurred to kind of basically go to the instant replay, and the difference between the two ended up being exactly 1 frame.
Woo! Yeah, this was not a 1 frame. This was about 1.5, 2.5 seconds.
Oh, we wouldn't.
Yeah, this was about 1.5 seconds, but yeah, there have been some close finishes.
Yeah.
Burgundy, we wouldn't even frame count at that one. We only had 1 frame count all the last tournament. Tournament 7 had all of the frame counts for some reason.
Yes, it did.
I mean, if y'all want to know who ended up winning, though I was kind of amused watching J-Pop kind of have that look on his face, and the suspense is probably killing you two, and it's making me chuckle over here.
I'll be complete.
I'll have to beat you in game 5. I think that's what's going on.
I'll be fully honest. I'll be 100% honest. I know I won that one just because the game gave me every spreader in existence. That's the only reason I was even in it.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to tell him? Farron?
I mean, from what I saw here, at least looking at the time, it was about a 6:03 for J-Pop versus your 6:04.
Darn it.
But
you sold it well. You tried to frame it like a catcher framing a pitch just off the plate in baseball.
But, I mean, that being said, I'm fine with seeing another match because it's a best of 5.
It was just too close to call. It was too close to call.
Yeah, it's too close to call. I'm fine with having more content. I think chat wants to see a little bit more of this fantastic race. What do you two think?
I'm here for content.
I'm always here for content. Double or nothing. There we go. We got a double or nothing request in chat.
Double or nothing. Special GDQ rules. All right, then.
More toasters. Let's go. All right. You two ready to go for our 5th and final of this before apparently there's going to be a secret surprise hidden oh boy after this?
Absolutely an oh boy. I haven't done that in years. It'll be great.
It'll be great.
All right, you two. We are ready to go for the final toaster run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Winner gets all the toasters. Oh boy. Chad, if you somehow have toasters or bread or some type of equivalent emote, I want to see those. Or the Tecmo Bowl emote that I saw earlier. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that's become the lore with Brysolf. We even have the I'm gonna pull them up here since I'm subbed to the channel. The Tecmo Super Bowl halftime cheerleaders.
Oh my gosh.
They have been turned into emotes.
Oh jeez.
And that's as much of the lore as I can say here on GDQ.
The 5 Dianas. Sadly, I do not have toasters. It's okay. It's okay, friendo.
All right, Bry picking up an orb, having the Razor Shield as well. So this is what you like to see. They both have that double firepower here. I'm going to try to actually call this somewhat seriously.
All right.
To the best of my ability here. And it looks like Bry's going to be the first in to eat my shrapnel at a little, gosh, that was definitely under one. That was probably about a 1:16. 76 seconds is a spicy time heading into there. Like trying to calculate the time. Yeah, doing math and streaming, we know how problematic that can be.
I was told I would bring no math to this.
Well, I'm trying to bring the math to it, and somewhat suckesucceeding.
GG's for that.
All right, so the various foot soldiers are done, just taking out the rest of those 18 Mr. Shrapnels, both hoping to get a weapon to perhaps take into the next room with them. Yep, gets a bit of the spreader here, and yep, about 2 minutes flat versus 202, 203, I'm going to say.
Nice.
Yeah, usually there's clocks that are next to them, so I'm able to kind of see the time. Now I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's the actual time, and I have to calculate that, and oh, I got to do that on the fly. Like I said, these are the minuscule things that I'd be doing in the background, while Cards would be doing the majority of the play-by-play commentary. Not that I can't do play-by-play, but I mean, this game is more his expertise and knowledge. He's called the majority of the play-by-play for all 8 tournaments thus far.
Fair. I just don't feel like pulling out my abacus because it prevents me from just turning into dust.
All right, so about a 255 versus a 256. So, yeah, they're still about a second apart here heading into the bonus room.
That is just wild how consistently close they are in every single one of these matches.
I don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to do product placement on here, so I'm not going to. But that's a kind of inside the Smash TV community meme, based off of a quote from what is it? Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Oh yeah. I'm sure you're talking about.
Yep. Okay. I figured that would be enough of a giveaway that I'm conveying the point without also getting into trouble.
See, and this is what makes high quality commentary. Chat, I'm sure you would agree with me on that one. Everyone knows what's up.
Oh, absolutely. I mentioned before I worked as an on-air radio personality for 12 years, so I know how to walk the line accordingly.
Nice.
He says as this is a pseudo audition for GDQ things down the road.
Hey, you know, if you've hosted previous charity marathons, GDQX is looking for some veteran hosts to host, and the application.
I can't say that I've done anything with GDQ in terms of hosting, so that would be a first for me. I have played on a couple of occasions on GDQ Hotfix. I don't know. Do we mention other folks in the Hotfix realm?
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I've been on Random Number Generation a couple of times, hosted by Skybills.
Nice. It's like I have the unfortunate honor of being the only PB on Skybill's previous show, Mercy Kill.
Well, Bri getting run over there by Mutoid Man. A little vibration there.
Mutoid just want to give
the
on.
rockets are a little bit better here. Yeah, the 4 primary weapons that you need to take on Mutoid Man here. You have the grenades, which aren't really ideal, but at least it's consistent damage. Same thing with the rockets. These lobbers are the second best here, but ultimately that spreader is what they're looking for here. And it's over there on J-Pop's screen, and without an invulnerability, trying to do some manual damage here. Getting some good shots in. When you see the shots kind of disappear into Mutoid Man as opposed to spreading off the screen, that's how you know that it's doing that 9 times damage.
Gotcha.
But now they're both on the final form, and J-Pop gets zapped.
Ooh.
And that's going to allow Bryself to take it here.
A little bit of final redemption. But bringing it to basically 3-2. 2-3, however you want to put it.
Yep, so that's about a 606 for Bryself. And it'll probably be... Oh, gosh, I'm never good at estimating it after the blow-up here.
It was about a 607 on my end.
Yep, 607 on Bry's end, and about roughly 620, I guess, for J-Pop.
Man, that is a time for the best of 5. GG's, both of you.
GG's to J-Pop, taking that W, just getting that much more ready for next year. As I was telling J-Pop earlier, now you've made the podium. Now you got a target on you, and you got to learn to thrive. Not just thriving, not just surviving, but man, good job, J-Pop. That's all I got. Good stuff.
Thank
Cards
you.
is in chat. Sorry, I cut you off there, J-Pop. Go for it.
Problem. And thank you, Brysolve. GG's to you, awesome competitor. Love your tournament. You're a great guy. And, you know, you have given me nothing but words of encouragement. And I look forward to next year. I'll do my best to not disappoint.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of looking forward to what's coming up next year.
Ooh. Now, before we get into that, man, I was told that there is some chaos that y'all might be able to show off. So we've got a little bit of time. We can. What do you two think?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I'm on board for that. I already put the code in. I am super excited.
I am about to get there. Just one moment.
All right. What is this chaos that we are going to show off to the wonderful viewers at home?
Well, we just are putting in a little code, a little left, right, left, up, R button, and the game says bingo, and turbo was its name-o. We're going to be playing the game at about 166% speed. And just keep an eye out. If we can keep an orb alive long enough, you might see something really funny.
Ooh. When should we be looking for keeping the orb up to a certain point?
We'd have to hold it for at least a minute before you'll probably notice anything. So it's going to be tough, but if anyone can do it, I believe in J-Pop.
All right, chat. Channel all of your energy into the power of the orb. I saw that orb redeemed earlier, so I want to see orbs in chat. I want to see energy given to that orb. And if you two are ready to go, I want to see some chaotic orb action.
I'm ready, Brysolve. You ready?
I'm 100% ready, and that's option to keep that orb alive.
All right, friends. I should say, do you two need to be muted, or are you two good? Okay, fair enough. All right.
Oh, this will be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, there may be some words not safe for GDQ that may fly if they aren't muted.
Done. All right, we are ready to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go orb! I am so
Now,
intrigued.
I've never seen Turbo before, so this is going to be interesting.
I am ready for this.
Oh, sweet mercy.
Woo!
All that's missing is the Yakety Sax theme, the Benny Hill
yes.
theme. Oh my gosh, this is already chaotic here, and we haven't even gotten to the room with the orbs yet. We're just doing that now.
Oh,
Collect power-ups is when an orb can appear. I'm curious if the orb manip is being done here by J-Pop to make it appear first. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't think so.
Oh my gosh.
So the first challenge is getting the orb. The second is keeping it. But yeah, they are moving at 1 2/3 the speed that they would normally be. So this is yikes.
That's awesome. It does look like J-Pop has the orb, so we'll see. All right.
Yes, he does. All right, so the hard part of getting it is achieved. Now, keeping it is going to be the challenge here, and trying to do so for a minute. Oh my!
This is wild. Oh my goodness! So they both have the orb. So all right, let's go.
Well, now Total Carnage is where things might go a little sideways.
Oh my!
As you can see, Bri having to go over to the corner just to try to free up some space here.
This is wild.
I mean, this is just skill beyond skill. It looks like J-Pop did lose the orb.
No.
Bry still trying to keep it here. Oh, gosh.
What? This is chaos, and I love it.
Now, that Razor Shield's going to be an immense help for him here. Also getting that spreader as well at the bottom. That's going to be enough to finish up the room. And Bry's overtaking the lead here, heading into the secret room, the bonus room.
Now, I wonder if this room counts towards the minute to keeping the orb, or is this separate?
I don't know. This is uncharted territory for me as well. But I mean, it's only going to be maybe about a few seconds in there. I mean, that looks.
Ooh.
I don't know. He's saying 1.66 times, but well, let's see here. It feels even faster
so
than that.
Close.
Oh, Bry continuing to use those nukes to help clear the room. I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to be looking for with it, but holy smokes.
I don't know what's going on.
Another timely nuke. What is this madness? Getting the rockets as well.
What?
How is Bry hanging on to this here?
I literally can't even right now. What is this?
Oh, he was trying to time the. Oh, that's the other thing. There's a. With the orb, if you bring it into Mutoid Man, I don't think it was readily available for either runner all that much, but there's a certain spot kind of in the deltoids of Mutoid Man that if you swing the orb around and up top of it, you can do, I believe it's 42% or 3/7 of a form of damage. It's what's known in the community as the Ball Buster.
Oh my god, this is chaos incarnate.
It is. So yeah, you could hear the rapidness of those shots here. As now the head's popped off the penultimate form here. Final form should be coming up for Bry momentarily. Oh, but he gets shrapneled along the way, heading for that foot. And now is just waiting for a drop. Gets a spreader, which you don't want in the final form because it does the least amount of damage. Meanwhile, rockets a little bit more ideal. Rockets and grenades are your best bet for this final form.
There it is.
And Bry is going to take the turbo tussle here.
Nice.
In what looks to be about 5 minutes and 2 seconds.
Not too shabby. I don't know. I kept the orb fairly long. You could kind of see the effect. It slowly loses its rotation on your planetary body. The longer you keep it, the more it shifts to the right. You can shift it so far to the right, it goes all the way and wraps. It can wrap around to the far side. It can make for some pretty funny stuff. That's your orb. That's your little orb secret.
Just how? What sorcery? Like, what? How did you dodge everything? Really?
I'm not gonna lie. Keep in mind, this is only J-Pop's second time ever playing Turbo, so there's no judgment here at all. I haven't played Turbo in about 5 years, but I mean, like I said, 8 or 9 years of grinding this game, you learn how to make up a lot of malarkey. Malarkey's the word. That's a good word.
That is a
good word.
That is a big money, big prizes word right there. That is wild. And J-Pop, for your second time playing Turbo, what are your thoughts on that?
It's completely wild. Everything just goes for. It's the sound that's actually most disorienting. You just hear like you've got an assault rifle, and it never ends.
that hand cannon becomes a Gatling gun. It's something else.
Gosh.
Exactly.
And a comment in chat. So next tournament, Turbo mode, right?
No.
I don't think they want to play it, and I don't know if I want to call it.
And he's dead again. Oh, look, he got no, they're down the room. What?
Things are happening.
Dead again and dead again. Wait, this isn't Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Oh, that is terrifyingly accurate.
So, you know, J-Pop won the main event. I was happy to get my heat back with a little turbo beatdown there at the end. But I just want to say thank you to Asuka for inviting us in here to the Express Lane to get us a fun little run. Hope you guys had fun. I know I did. And if you're interested in Smash TV, drop by my channel. It all lives on my Discord at the moment. There's some guides and things on speedrun.com for the game. So if you want to take a look first and maybe get your toe wet, just take a look, see what you got. But in the meantime, I'm going to hand it over to J-Pop, and then Burgundy and Oscar can see us out here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bryce Soft, and thank you for a great match. It's always fun competing with you. I have an absolute blast. And as this year's Rookie of the Year, I encourage everyone to go visit speedruns.com, the Discord, the channel, and give Super Smash TV Speedrun a try. It's a very fun run. It's easy to pick up. I highly encourage it. You'll have a great time. Thank you, Oscar, for having us. And with that, take us away.
And for our wonderful commentator.
Yes, I'm Ferran Burgundy. Thank you so much, Oscar, for the opportunity to hop on in here. And thanks you to all the folks behind the scenes at GDQ. And yeah, it's to kind of piggyback off of what they said, it's a game that's easy to learn but difficult to master. And as you can see, it only takes maybe a few minutes. When you start, it's probably going to take you... maybe it'll be 15 minutes, maybe a little less than that. But yeah, as you get more used to it, as you kind of understand the firing lanes, the time can be shaved off pretty quickly. And I mean, as you saw, J-Pop he's the Rookie of the Year. Just started it not too long ago, and already he's among the leaders of the community. I think the 12th fastest time on the speedrun leaderboard.
And I also just want to add quickly, shame we couldn't have LOZ Cards Fan 23 here. Has been there since the first tournament, calling the action with us. I'd like to say that I got Cards' start there doing commentary, but technically not true, but it's a good story, so I'm going to keep telling it.
Yeah.
Cards, we love you, and we look forward to whatever the next event is going to be in Smash TV Battle Royale, next East Percent tournament, something else. We'll figure it out. Thank you again.
More
so
Tecmo
much.
Rando Bowl. I did make sure to plug that too.
Well, that's a little different and not speedrunning.
I plugged it. It was that's
that is something else entirely. Oscar,
it is.
Oscar, thank you.
It's
again.
a lot of fun, is what it is.
And
Take it.
please.
And Cards
guys,
is in chat, so got to see it, so.
And I'll say for chat, please hang around. Check out the rest of the runs. I'm looking forward to the rest of this show. I'm going to have to catch it on VOD. I'm going to bed. I got to work in 7-ish hours. But
Yes,
this lineup looks amazing. I'm going to be checking it out tomorrow on my break. No doubt about it.
Definitely get that hog shoe. And for everybody in chat, give so much love and GGs to our wonderful Super Smash crew. Freesell, J-Pop for Life, Ferran Burgundy, Cards Fan. You all are absolutely amazing. And before we go to break, I just want to remind you about one more specific marathon, and that is, or just a showcase for speedruns for particularly PAX West. GDQ is going to be there from August 30th to September 2nd, and the schedule is now out. So you're going to want to use !PAX, P-A-X, in Twitch chat for more info, and just let us know what you're excited to see. But with that, go check out the schedule. Stretch, hydrate, and we will be back with a fantastic run by another Super Smash runner. Aqua's doing Wolf Fang. So sit tight, we'll be back in the Express Lane. Hi friends, and welcome back from your scheduled stretch and hydration break, and more Express Lane coming your way. Before we get to our next run, I just want to remind everybody that, did you know you should be joining the official GDQ Discord and add that really cool hotfix role? If you do that, you can keep tabs on all the upcoming events, talk with staff and showrunners like me, hi, and more. All you have to do is use !Discord in the Twitch chat if you want some more info. And come on over, we don't bite, I swear. We only bite on days that end in Y. You're fine, it's safe. Anyway, we are continuing on with this fantastically awesome shmup showcase with a very rare one that is this nice like combination between shmups and run and gun. It is Wolf Fang by the wonderful shmup legend Aquas. So Aquas, take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot for that intro, Asuka. Appreciate that. And yeah, indeed. So this is going to be Wolf Fang. Kuuga 2001 is the subtitle. Released by Daddy East, 1991 in arcades. Bit of an obscure game that, yeah, probably it's never really been. Well, it has been ported on PlayStation 1 and Saturn, but nothing since then. But actually, you have a pretty sophisticated kind of hybrid run and gun shmup here, where a lot of the randomness kind of comes from the game's chaos building on you, but also the way you just dissect the bosses. And the way you take down the bosses actually affects how they end up playing out. They have like pretty big health bars, but yeah, you can also customize your mech in the game. And I'm going to be doing a run where you can take 2 path selections. There's 12 unique levels. And yeah, you can take 2 path selections. So I'm going to be doing the hard path first. That's going to be coming after stage 2, and then after stage 3, which will be the selected path, I'll do another selection, and that'll be the easy path. So it's the hard to easy route. So yeah, let's get into customizing my mech here, because that is something you can do as well.
And I've noticed that really cool big honking controller that is currently on screen. What is that?
Yeah, this is just an arcade stick. They have the ball top lever and buttons here. This is a Soul Calibur 6 arcade stick by Hori.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's essential if you like arcade games. It's really fun. Not just for like fighting games and stuff, but whatever. All right, so here's your weapon select screen. I have a timer on this, but I'm just going to say I'm going to grab this Flame L, kind of a fire shower move, and then you can pick a melee weapon, and this will automatically activate when you're close to enemies. So the knuckle shot is really powerful, short range. And then I like to go, this is my favorite setup. I like to go with the 6-wheeler mobility type. It has low jump, high speed, 6 wheels, but then more notably, you can have 4 helper dudes that join onto your mech, and they'll announce, "All right," when they join in.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, I mean, the story's nothing too important here, but basically we're battling in like Australia, and your operators are helping you out. So yeah, with the controls in this game, it's you have a fire and then jump and then your special weapon. Your special weapon is the flame shower in this case, and that's going to function on a 3-tiered charge bar featured in the top left. You'll see it charging right now. So that's charge level 1, and then you'll have charge level 2, and then a charge level 3. And that first charge will build up pretty quick, so you can use this pretty often. And then now I've used it. I used it in the wrong spot because I thought I was using a different sub-weapon for a sec there, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so the flame shower, basically I'm going to be using that to like set up ambushes on the enemies. It does a lot of damage and will cover basically side or front of me. I'll be using it a lot, oftentimes on like the medium enemies or larger enemies or bosses, but it can save you in a pinch too. Like I'll use it here just to catch that guy on the way in. And then you also have like your main weapon selection. So I was using Vulcan, but I just picked up C for cluster shot. So you have like kind of a medium spread cannon here, and then you can point blank with this. Or in other words, get close, and I can use an auto fire button to do massive damage.
So to switch the canister between the C and the V, did you just shoot it, or does it switch after a certain amount of time?
Yeah, you shoot it. Yep.
Nice.
So it'll cycle between the 4 different power-ups, and then if you continuously shoot that power-up, it'll eventually turn red, and then it'll explode and turn into a screen-clearing bomb, which is a reference to Silkworm. This is an arcade game that basically has like some references from that game, because like in that game, like you have like a jeep and a helicopter But like as you can see, I'm like driving a car basically here. But there actually is no actual like ship. But there's like these ramps in the stages that will function as like letting me kind of go across the screen. And then there's an underwater stage too, which will be like full free movement. So that'll be like shmup-like, but
So
the main thing I'm trying to do. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So is there like a specific? I know in some shmups there's like a specific little frame or not frame pixel that you're trying to protect. With your mech, can you not get hit on any part of it, or is there a specific spot of it that you have to kind of protect from taking damage?
Yeah, so the hitbox is pretty big. It's pretty much everything except the back wheels. So it's pretty big, yeah.
Oh wow.
This is not like this is the old school style shooter here for sure.
Nice.
And then yeah, like the little charge power ups, you can grab that, and I can get a quick level 3 charge. So I can just like use my current charge and then refresh it with that, and that item will appear frequently. So I'm collecting those helpers. If you may have heard the guy say, "All right." Well, you can see them attached to my truck, and they're doing snipe shots. So I did just take damage there. Mm-hmm. So I have a health bar in the top left here. Let me grab the bar properly. If that health bar runs out, it is game over. That's what I'm working with as far as health and game over goes. There's no lives. It's just the health bar. But when I clear levels, I'll get 1 health back, and levels tend to have 1 or 2 pieces of health inside of them.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. So essentially, I'll be trying to bring my health up to max and keep it there as long as possible, because when this game heats up, it heats up. This is a really difficult game. A lot of memorization with these spawns, and it just gets worse as right after this stage. But this stage, even stage 2, is pretty tough. Like they give you a taste of what the whole game's going to be like.
Yeah, just seeing like how much clutter is already on the screen so early in the stage. It's impressive that you're able to know like what can't hurt you already.
Yeah, it is weird. A lot of the enemies will like they'll try to get close to you and then they can attack you. But it's also kind of unpredictable. It's hard to explain how it is, but basically you never want the enemies getting too close, because there's a chance that they will then hit you with an attack that you won't be able to react to. Gotcha. Because if you notice, the bullets are really fast, and if they fire at you from close, it's just there's not a lot you can do about it. But I do a lot of these butt moments. Crap, I forgot what the point I was going to make.
You got time.
In any case, stage 2 completed. This is going to be 5 stages, and this is our first stage path.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it'll explain like the different paths here. Don't really need to know anything except that you just pick hard or easy, and we're going to be doing the hard and then easy route. Now every route is hard, by the way. Go ahead.
I was going to say, what is the difference between hard and easy, and then like why do you specifically do the hard into the easy route?
Right, so it's completely unique levels that you get off of the stage selection paths. So all the levels from here on out will be different versus another playthrough.
Okay.
I don't know if that answered the question fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, these stages like to start out tough because they want to catch you. They want to catch you kind of asleep at the machine. So they start the stage out. A lot of stages start out really with a lot of like surprise enemies and such. Yeah, there's a lot of memorization in this with like learning the spawns, but it's also a lot of reaction because you can't trust these enemies too much. You can't trust them to get too close. So that's why it'll be in my best interest to like camp the screen on the left or the right side, and you'll see me kind of camping and just like maintaining fire against the right side of the screen or the left side when I know enemies are coming in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like that's really what you want to be doing, like as much as possible, because you want to be taking as little action as possible to survive the madness and then react to everything that's going to be happening. So that's kind of like my goal, and then the rest of it is just kind of like killing the medium enemies that I know are coming. Like, so all the enemy spawns are scripted, but more will come out. To say if I kill that guy early, I got some more enemies that came in because of that. Ultimately, you could do a score run, and that would be some of the extra points you'd get, possibly. But this is a 1 credit clear attempt.
Yeah,
the scoring isn't really too crazy. But yeah.
And honestly, that's one of the things I love about shmup runs, for those that haven't really dabbled in shoot 'em ups yet, is that you have multiple options of running a game. You could do a speed run, you can do the 1cc attempts, you can do the score showcase. Like, there's just so much available, and each one plays slightly differently. That it's a different experience each time. And yeah, y'all should check out
Very
shmups.
true, very true. You can, yeah, that's a great point. You can really play them however you want. And I think the great way to play them is just to play them. Just try all sorts of different games, because there's tons of shmups out there. Hundreds, if not thousands.
And there's a lot of different varieties. Like the 4 that we showed today, including the final one, which is a bullet hell. They all play radically differently. So there is a shmup out there for everybody. Trust me.
Yeah, tonight the selection's been pretty diverse with the 2 arena shooters, and then this game, which is like a hybrid shooter, and then you guys will get Crimzon Clover, and that's just straight up vertical bullet hell. So I think you got a good balance there. Crimzon Clover is just nuts.
Yeah, just the vertical bullet hells these days are the amount of control, like the amount of control you need for shmups, period. But bullet hells really highlight those very fine, detailed controls. It's like watching you control your mech. I mean, just seeing the very tight control you have of that too is so impressive.
You do have some nice control of the mech in this. Like, I can press down in midair to do a quick fall as well. So, you know, I do use that. Like, it does come into play. Since I'm not flying after all, they at least give you something, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so this boss is a little tricky here, but I think I'll probably have his number. Okay, yep. So this is like second phase. He just called me Scrap.
Rude.
It looks like he's getting beat up, but he went to this other attack, which I wasn't actually expecting. Okay. Yeah, so since I think I destroyed the head first, he did an attack that I wasn't expecting, where he like curves down with a stab. I never destroy the head first. For some reason I did this time. I don't know how or why that happened, because I never do. I only learned about that actually just recently.
Oh, wow.
But yeah. But yeah, I generally did know what the boss was going to do, but like I say, the bosses have like these movement routines, but depending on how you dismantle the bosses, it will change up how that movement routine accords to their attacks. Therefore, it essentially makes it random, unless you attack the boss the same way every time. Here's our next route selection.
Okay.
Mission rank easy, and now we'll just play the next 2 final levels.
Now, do the different routes have different endings, or is it just kind of it's how you get from point A to point B to point C?
It is different endings. Yeah, the final stage will be different for each route.
Oh, nice. Is the final boss the same, or does that change as well?
The boss is different as well, yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, there's no like... There's kind of like a true final boss, but that's only... I think it's the one that's considered that is the one on the hardest route. This section's tricky. I gotta watch for a lot of ambushes, and I got hit there somehow. Thankfully, I got shot at while the iframes were still going, so I didn't get hit again there. But yeah, like I know there's a bunch of front enemies here, and then I know I need to kill all these guys, and now I know I need to kind of go under them. I thought I had my charge ready to go. I usually expect to take like one hit here. This isn't too bad, but it's when you start taking like 2 or 3 or 4 hits in a row, it gets kind of like annoying. It gets really annoying.
Gotcha.
Basically. because what happens is you complain about that hit, and then you're busy complaining about that hit, and then you get hit again.
Get another hit, yep.
It's a vicious cycle because the game just doesn't let up at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of these ground tanks, they will not fire at me unless they go past me. So I can just, or unless they get to the middle of the screen. I think it's past or middle of the screen, but I know they're not going to fire, so I can just, that's just one less threat I have to worry about while I focus my fire like on somewhere else on the screen that's more important.
So I know the bullets will obviously do damage if they hit your hitbox, but can you touch the enemies that haven't shot you, like those tanks that go past you?
Yeah, you can touch enemies in this, which is nice. Some enemies do have their own melee attacks, like this guy here. But you can jump on enemies, and in fact, like when you do that, you do a tiny bit of damage too with like your little like thrusters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's definitely a nice thing about this game. So you don't have to worry about that. Oh, just fell on that bullet. Gotta remember what I'm doing here. There's some more health coming up. Grab these guys back. I'll use my. I know there's gonna be guys on the right first, and then on the left, and then fire shower when the screen scrolls to get all of these destroyed. Like that's good. That's just memorization stuff that's gonna help out because now the game's gonna wrap back around.
Oh.
And then if I didn't take out all those, it would have been a little bit more problematic. I call these guys the rival mechs. These guys appear periodically throughout the whole game in various versions. There's like a purple, blue, orange. But they're kind of like a formidable foe, basically, like maybe a mid boss.
Okay.
But generally, they just stick around, and then once you kill them, the next waves will come in.
Jeez.
Yeah. So this stage's still going on. We're actually getting to the boss fight now. I'm going to be changing to the grenade weapon for this particular boss because the grenade has bullet canceling radius effect on the explosion.
Oh.
And so, yeah, so basically I'm going to use this grenade weapon to block most of the boss's bullets and to stop a laser satellite from being used on me as well. And meanwhile, I'll just throw some fire showers in occasionally. But yeah, this can go bad pretty quick. Unfortunately, I took a hit there. What I really want to do is take out those lasers when they start like moving around on the little orbs. Ooh, somehow avoided damage there. Because if I hit the laser icon like as it's starting, or the laser at one of the orbs, it'll cancel that attack. Otherwise, I just have to like dodge for a while. So this is going pretty well, pretty well. Canceling the laser, falling on that missile, sadly. Oh no! Oh, another hit. Boss got one more on me, so I'm gonna go into the final level with 5 health. It's a little low, I must say.
Okay.
But still doable.
And chat, you know what that means? Send all of the energy. All of it. Leave nothing behind.
Because the final levels, they throw everything at you, and there's the sections where there's so much crap, they just have health for you at the same time.
Fair.
Because they just know it's just, you're gonna need it.
We've decided to be rude, so here's some sympathy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
here's some help in these trying times.
It's game balance.
Right.
Yeah, you'll see. This is okay. It's this stage. I actually thought I was going to a different level. This level, the intro kind of sucks, but then it's not too bad later, I think. Ah, crap. I probably shouldn't have picked this route. I don't like the boss of this level. Oh,
you got
it's
this.
fine. It's fine. I just took a hit. Yeah, so I really want to switch to cluster here. I'm currently failing to do that, and I'm taking a lot of damage. Yeah, I just couldn't get situated there. Because I wanted to switch power up at the beginning of the level, but I just wasn't ready to do that, sadly. Yeah, so now I'm using a laser. Laser is okay. Doesn't have the greatest crowd control, but it can do some damage. I'm gonna want to switch back to. I'm gonna go back to cluster though. That is ultimately better. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough finish.
You got this.
So now they're gonna have me fight 2 of the rival mechs at the same time, and then also introduce the orange one. Yeah, so this is tricky. Once they got like once they get to low health, they change their movement pattern. Mm-hmm. They start like homing in on you and jumping and chasing you. I was thankfully able to predict that and somehow get a good jump there.
Very nice. There's like that random wave of enemies like, oh, don't worry. We didn't forget about you.
Yeah, at this point I'm probably going to try to be a little more focused so I can try to clutch this out.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Oh, that napalm got me. Oh, there's a life pack though. So if I run out of health, it's actually not game over immediately. I'll be ejected from the mech and I'll be in like little man mode. And I can still get my helpers to fight with me. And then at that point, I can reclaim the mech, rebuild it. But I gotta get power. I gotta get 3 power-ups.
Gotcha.
And that can be either a charge, a power-up, or a weapon upgrade, I believe. So it is reasonable. Voice changing
I know the sound of that voice.
changing due to action. But yeah. It's an action-packed game, if you haven't noticed.
Very much so. This is just wild to watch.
Actually, they are going to be re-releasing this game later this year on Arcade Archives, I found out. Oh, shit, okay. It's not the time to be talking about that.
Yep. Focus, we got you.
Look at this. Like, it's just everything.
It's just, yeah.
This is the final. This is their base. I mean, I'm in their base.
Yeah, but all your base are belong to them right now. That's for sure.
Oh my god. The zeroing that you mentioned earlier is coming into play again.
You said it. Zeroing is currently in my Genesis right now.
Okay, so this part's really cool. These like silos are gonna try to like block my attacks. And they do a good job at that, but if I can just kind of stay cellward here, destroy those as soon as possible, I'll probably be in good shape. I'm actually hanging in there right now. Ooh, that was a good fire shower usage. Another life pack, let's go.
Okay, knows what's up.
All right, let's go. Free bomb. Yeah, I think.
Very nice.
Which boss is this? I can't recall which one I'm fighting right now. It's
surprise final boss. I love it.
I think it's the one that. It's these guys. Okay, this is fine. But yeah, this boss is really tough. Really annoying and tough. Oh my god! And I just got hit at the very beginning. What the heck? Oh yeah, this is grim. So what's going on here is like the boss. It's in 2 forms, and then eventually a 3rd form will come in. But now I'm in little man mode. Future is bleak for this one TC run, unfortunately. But let's see what we can do here. Yeah. So I'm gonna get picked off there. Unfortunately, I didn't have quite enough resources to make it.
No. That's all right. We're still going.
But this boss is really tricky though, because like I say, like it has like the 3 segments, and then it'll form the 3rd segment just whenever you deal enough damage. So like I say, it has this movement routine that it's doing, And then that movement routine is going to change the whole gameplay, because now it's like there's like this like ramp I'm going up, and that's limiting my movement.
Wow.
So basically what you want to do is like playing out when you're gonna you're gonna make them form into two forms, and then maybe playing out how much damage you want to do when the bosses form together, because I still have to I have to break off one now and then destroy the other two separately again.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it's a really tough boss. I probably should have picked a slightly easier route, but they all have their tricky parts. Yeah, so there goes the one piece. You got the green bullets being aimed at me with those little green little needle lasers being shot forward and downwards. That one got me.
Oh, this is still just wild to watch.
Yeah, and then like again, like the movement is all scripted, but since you fight them so long, it's like it doesn't really matter if you memorize the movement too much, because you can't, like, there's only so much you can remember for like the duration of a fight. I don't know.
It makes sense.
But I'm still fighting here. The Vulcan just not doing a lot of damage is one thing here, but that fire shower does make up for it pretty well. And yeah, like I'm just like falling down here, so it is like just straight up shmup now. And then there you go. A 2 credit clear.
It counts.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed with shmups, commentating throws everything out the window.
Well, that did get me in trouble a little bit, but the game was just the game too.
Yeah.
So here's our ending. There will be a voice clip.
All right.
You have to listen probably pretty closely though. Oh wait, no, crap. Oh, this isn't the ending I thought it was either. Anyway, there's another ending where like he like jumps out of the suit and throws the mech into like a core, and then he says, "So long, my faithful suit."
I'd say this doesn't look like a molten core.
Yeah, this is the I get rescued from underwater ending, and why did you send me on this mission, you jerks? I think I'm the guy with the orange hair.
I believe it.
I don't know.
Looks about right.
Seems like I'm mad because I got beat up.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked Wolfang. Look out for this game on Arcade Archives later this year.
Yeah, GG's on that. And of course, I know there was a website that we were talking about before we went on that might be of interest to people if you want to mention it here.
Well, yeah, if you're watching tonight's shows diligently, you might notice there's some shmup action going on. Yeah. Well, I also do like to host my own shmup show on YouTube. It's called SDG Weekly. SDG is just the Japanese abbreviation for shooting game. And I've been doing that for like about a decade now. So go ahead and check out that channel. Basically, we just talk to people who like shmups, and we learn about what kind of goes into the runs and kind of similar type of stuff that they do on the GDQ streams here. Yeah, check it out, STG Weekly. We go live maybe once or twice a month. Unfortunately, it's not weekly after 10 years, but it's a nice name though, right?
Right. And then,
but yeah, feel free to check that out.
And outside of SG Weekly, where else can they find you, and what are you currently playing?
Yeah, I'm currently, well, as far as the shmup goes, I do scoring runs on an arcade game called Pink Sweets. It's 2006, a bullet hell shmup. And I've been doing that for a year and a half now. You can catch that on my channel if you're so inclined. And then, I don't know, what else did you ask me?
Well, where can they find you on Twitch? Because I...
Oh, yeah. It says Aquas. And then if you want to check me on Twitter, you can feel free to do that too, AQY.
And I'm not sure when the recordings of them will be posted, but for those that weren't at SGDQ, about a few weeks ago, Aquas did a really cool panel about shmups, so you might want to check that when that VOD comes out.
That's great. That was really fun to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Oh, heck yeah. He said, I love shmups and I love getting more people into the genre because it is amazing and fun and there's so many cool options out there.
Yeah, if any of you guys like doing speedruns, like shmup basically give you what you want. Just if you like action and nonstop gameplay and a game that you could pick up and play and then sit down. I mean, that's what arcade games are all about.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Yeah, with that, everybody give GG's Aquas one more time for that awesome run of Fang. We have one more hydration break, and then we are going to get into our final shmup of the night with some Crimzon Clover with Railcoon. So sit tight, and we'll be right back with some more Express Lane. Hello again, friends, and welcome back to the Express Lane for our final run in this shmuppy shmup episode of awesomeness. Before we head to it, I have one more quick thing to say, and that is, if you missed out on any of our shows or events, or you just want to watch this shmuppy goodness again, make sure you head over to the VODs over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. Subscribe to the channel, get alerts for when those VODs come out. You'll see some awesome videos and awesome shorts that have some really cool speedruns on there. But right now we are on to our final shmup of the night. And of course we're going to end with a really amazing bullet hell by a really amazing, really amazing runner of it who showed this at SGDQ a couple weeks ago. That's the wonderful Railcoon with Crimzon Clover World Explosion. Hello, friend.
Hello, we're petting the bird right now. It's very important. But I was showing off, I don't know if it was on screen, that I'm on 4th place by a very small margin. I'm going to try and take 2nd place sometime this year.
Do it.
I've just been taking a short break after SGDQ because we put a lot of time into preparing for SGDQ. But hi, my name is Railcoon. I go by they, them pronouns. This is going to be a much more casual showing than at SGDQ because as you can see, I don't have a commentator with me. And playing this game and talking is really hard. But I'm going to prioritize like trying to talk and being informative and entertaining, which means I'm probably going to die a whole lot more. We'll try to go for the 1cc, but this is, I will be clear, this is a score run, not a speed run, just the same way as it was at SGDQ. But arranged mode has timers. If you're familiar with Toho, how every boss spell card has a timer in the corner. It's not visible, but if you take too long on any boss pattern, it will time out and it'll cut your break rate in half. We'll explain that in a little bit. So I'm going to let the tutorial play out while I try to explain some things. We can start the timer once later. I'll give you the cue, Richard. But let's get into the tutorial and I'll start explaining things as we go.
And quick shout out to our wonderful producers, which are Ray and Richard, because y'all are heckin' amazing and I love both of you. Moving on. Hi.
How dare you attack us with compliments like that? All right, so the basics of this game is that this game is a range mode. It takes the multimeter from Gradius, which is at the bottom there. As we're attacking and picking up scoring items, that meter fills up, and then we can use the break button to select different power-ups. It also uses the lock-on shot that appears in a few other games where you hold the lock button. You can see in the top left what buttons are being pressed as well. And it picks up targets one at a time. Unlike in other games, it can select both ground and air enemies. But it will only lock onto enemies up until enough damage is needed to destroy them. So that can be a little bit of an issue. In the top right, you'll see the break rate number, which is going up as we kill enemies, we pick up scoring items, and then the green number below it is the multiplier, which we fill by killing enemies with lock shots. The more lock shots that we fire, the bigger that number is, and our score is base point value of item picked up times break rate times the green multiplier. So the maximum that the green number can go is 25.6 when we're in high rank mode, which is that gauge that says low at the moment, green below like the orange 1800, that fills up over time. And the shield power up also gives a bonus to that gauge. We can't bomb in this mode. There is no bomb button. Instead, if your shield gets popped, then you bomb, you instantly drop out of break mode, and then your meter at the bottom resets. So I'm going to focus up here for a second because stage 1 is actually very technical. I'm going to be trying to fill up the meter. Timer starts when we launch here. to power up our ship as fast as possible, because the second half of this stage has some really good scoring opportunity if we're fully powered up. So we're going to focus here, and then we're going to point blank, because that's a little bit more meter building on these ships, because when they're closed, they take reduced damage. So we can focus on them like that, right up close while they're closed, and get a bunch of damage and meter from it. Transforming there zooms the scoring items towards me. That only happens while we're transforming in a break mode. And then we're going to try and get another option here before it runs out. We got it. Nice. Then we want to go back into break mode. Break mode is sort of like the superpower, the hyper mode. I don't think Aqua's game had a hyper meter, but a lot of shmups have them. I really like games with hyper modes. So now we're going to get all of our lock on. Our options are full, our locks are full, and now we're getting speed, and our ship is fully powered up minus the shield, which we're going to try and get next. Because once we get the shield, then our rank mode will go to high, and then we'll be in high rank mode, which besides giving us better scoring, also just makes the game more difficult. So it is the risk reward. And we've done it successfully. I didn't spawn the extra tank, unfortunately, but now we're in the high scoring section with everything we need to continue onwards. So that is a very difficult route to pull off normally, let alone while talking. So I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, that was absolutely wild. And it still fascinates me that, because you and I play slightly different types of shmups, how you're able to just focus on all of the scoring items and everything on screen, and like still be very cognizant of where you're shooting and what you have, like what you're doing. Like it blows my mind watching you play this.
Unfortunately, I did drop our multiplier partway through there instead of carrying the 25.6 the entire time. So our scoring here on stage 1 isn't going to be great, but that's fine. Like I said, this isn't going to be as technical and high scoring of a showcase as SGQ, because I'm talking.
It's fine.
It's so much harder.
It's fine.
So this boss has 2 turrets on the side. They're both destructible. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do some damage to these turrets, and then I want to power up into break mode and a double break mode. Because one thing that I haven't explained yet is that the items that we pick up, both the little gold ones that are zooming towards me right now and the big stars that I'm catching, are worth more in break mode and in double break mode. So for bosses, I want to, when possible, be taking out their parts in double break mode. Like there, I was able to break after they died. And then I want to try and get a full lock, which I missed there. Or if I kill bosses with every single lock shot, then while they're exploding in this animation here, they're raining a bunch of extra point items. Also, I'm sorry, I meant to mention it sooner, but every time there is a boss dying, that is a flashing light warning, as you just saw. It's not too bad most of the game, but boss dying is generally flashing lights.
Gotcha.
So if you don't like flashing lights, whenever you see a boss that's starting to get low health, just take a moment, look away until you hear the explosion stop. Now we're on to stage 2, and we've got everything we need for stage 2. So even though stage 1 wasn't the best scoring wise, we can progress onwards. Stage 2 in arcade mode has a mid boss, which is not present in arrange mode. Instead, they took that mid boss and they moved it to stage 4. So instead, there's going to be a big wave of enemies that spawn, and enemy waves are very important in arranged mode, because in most shmups, you know when enemies spawn, they're pretty static, and you position yourself accordingly, kind of like what I just did there. But in Crimzon Clover, there are sections of the game, oops, lost my shield there. There's sections of the game where enemies, instead of having static spawns, if you kill them fast enough, more will spawn until you scroll to a certain part of the screen. So whenever we're in wave mode, especially because enemies who are dropping the big golden stars are very important, it's very, very important to try and kill those enemies very quickly, take advantage of the extra spawns, because these big golden stars, not only are they just a lot of points, but they also give a lot of meter at the bottom, and they also give a big boost to your break rate. So whenever you're in wave mode, it's really nice to try and farm it as much as you can. It's very good for scoring. And then coming up here, we've got some trains. Some of the cargo trains are going to be really important. Like here, they're going to start shooting out mines, and the mines drop the big scoring items. But when you kill the mines, they also create a bunch of revenge bullets. So it's a big risk reward moment, because you can wind up, especially in high rank mode, you filling your screen with bullets and then getting yourself into a bad position. If you kill the trains, it deletes all the bullets on the screen, but that also doesn't give you stars for any of the mines that are on the screen. So You're always having to do this big, how dangerous do I want to play with the mines? How many do I want to shoot before I kill the train?
Now, like every shmup, there is a specific hitbox. Like, what part of your ship are you trying to protect right now?
The glowing dot at the center of the ship.
Gotcha.
Which isn't visible most of the time, but there it is. You can see it there. It is very small. This is made by a fan of cave games, and it shows. So there are what I call certified cave moment, where you get completely surrounded by bullets, and you're like, how did I survive that? I don't know, cave moment. Because cave is also very famous for the very tiny hitbox and bullets being smaller than they look. In general, these bullets are about the size of what they look like. We're not getting into a Toho situation where, you know, it's beneficial to graze bullets because the outer edge of the bullet, it doesn't actually kill you. You're just trying to make sure that little dot in the center doesn't get hit by these hitboxes. Now, this little spider bot thing, this big spider bot thing, the legs have segments on them which are destructible. And every time you destroy one of these destructible segments, they drop a scoring item, which I want to pick up. I can also use them for extra points because, like I said, when I kill enemies with the lock shot, that's what gives me the multiplier. But I don't want to leave them alive for too long in phase 3 here, because that attack comes from the segments that are alive. Ooh. Use the shield there to survive that one. We're in a little bit of trouble. I'll just try and kill the boss before the next one. Yeah, there we go.
Nice. Yeah, you mentioned that there was definitely an homage to cave shmups and this one. I was going to ask, like, you know, I'm getting some cave vibes here. Is there going to be some lag that's built into the game at this point?
That is the one thing that is very different from cave. This game has 0 lag. It is balanced around the fact that the game speed never changes, which is very different from cave, where they balance the game around the lag. So they throw patterns at you that are absurd, but then the game slows down to make it possible. This game never lags. That's the point of it. So instead, what you'll see is that there's bullets that fly at a lot of different speeds at you, and they use that to create the difficulty instead of having to juggle with the lag that you'll see in most traditional cave games.
Okay.
This was originally a doujin, which a lot of people think of manga when they hear that, but it's really just any work created by a single creator. So this was just a doujin game originally. It was re-released into more versions later on. But it is, because of that, one of the best-selling indie shmups of all time. It is fantastic. It goes on sale regularly. The World Explosion version also fixes memory leak issues that persisted in the earlier ones. So if you like this type of shooter, definitely recommend. Or if you've always wanted to try one, this has a very fantastic novice mode. Very good shmup to pick up if you're just new to the genre and you kind of want to try it out. Highly recommend.
Yeah, that's one thing I've loved about various bullet hells is that what you usually see on like showcases and whatnot, those are the uber difficulties. There are modes that help you build up to those higher and harder difficulties where you start learning patterns and just learning how to get that very fine-tuned control as you progress to the levels and all those bullets.
Yeah, someone in chat saying, so one person made this game. So one person made the original version of this game. This has been published by, I think, Adventure Planning Services. I don't remember. But Yatsubane is the developer of this game. Took a death there because I was trying to think. Thinking and shmup. Hard.
Yeah, you don't do that. you just
But you'll
vibe.
see, as I died there, the rank meter in the top right dropped. It is no longer red. Oops. These enemies, if you stay alive for too long, they shoot those little streams of bullets, which are kind of nasty. And now my green multiplier, the number I get for killing enemies with lock shots is now been reduced. It can only go up to 12.8 instead of 25.6. So it is lower scoring. But while we're in low rank, as you can see, enemies are a little bit easier. There's less bullets. The bullets travel a little bit slower. And there are some bullet patterns that only appear on high rank mode. So it is another way that you can play risk reward with this game. And the other one is these stars, because like I mentioned earlier, they're very important for scoring. And if you're trying to go for really high scores, it puts you into situations where you have to intentionally play risky, flying in and out of bullet patterns, playing very dangerous to try and pick up stars. So I really like this game. It's one of my favorites because it's one of those games where you can set your own difficulty. even the arranged mode is technically like the medium difficulty mode. But when you stay in high rank the entire time and you start being a gremlin trying to pick up every single star possible, the difficulty increases significantly.
Nice.
And I really, really like that about this game.
So when you progress to another level, does your rank get come out of low rank, or is that kind of stay there?
So you'll notice it's going up slowly at the moment. The speed at which it increases every stage. So losing high rank early on is pretty bad because it's going to take you a while to get back into high rank. But on the final boss, if you take a death and you go into low rank, you've got about 30 seconds before you're back in high rank mode.
Oh, wow. All right, then.
It's designed that way so that you can't just stockpile a bunch of lives and then just like take strategic deaths to get through a difficult boss.
That makes
Which
sense.
is interesting because that is kind of the strategy on the really high difficulties on arcade mode. Because the final boss has a strategy you can do where it generates your meter really fast. So they chain bomb over and over again, and then when it becomes impossible to bomb, they take a death and they just keep doing it until they're through the boss. That one right there was the boss going into high rank mode partway through a pattern which overlapped the slow bullets with the fast bullets, which can be extremely difficult. So took a death there on accident. But like I said, we're just going to try and talk and be informative and entertaining, and this is going to be nowhere near the same score as SGDQ, but hopefully still an entertaining showcase for you all.
Absolutely.
If you have questions, feel free to put them in chat. I might see them between stages. Otherwise, we're going to ask Asuka to pelt me with them if I don't see them.
100%. Yeah, I mean, like, even just the point of this episode of Express Lane is just getting more people involved in the genre of shmups, because usually when you think of GDQ and speedruns and showcases, this isn't a genre that people immediately gravitate towards, but
They're very related.
They're
Like
yeah, 100%.
when I'm practicing for a shmup versus practicing for a speedrun, I'm doing the same things. You're doing the same repetition. You're focusing on the same things. Trying to get good at a game like this is very, very similar to just even like a platformer. The practice patterns are very similar.
Yes, I'm so glad I've been able to have so many amazing shmup players, and just again a wide variety of these. So I'll say it, said it before, I'll say it again. There is a shmup for everybody out there. So definitely check them out. And bullet hells are just, they are so cool to watch. I'm terrible at them, but I love playing them, and I love watching high level play that you can see Railcoon doing right now. Here we go. There's actually a question. What makes bullet hells not speed runnable in the traditional sense?
Because for most shmups, we're playing for score. And in most shmups, when you're playing for score, it involves slowing down a little bit. Like the game that Aquas mentioned at the end of his showcase that he's been playing a lot recently, Pink Sweets, is really, really difficult because it's just a grueling marathon, because every boss, you're sitting there and you're milking it for points for so long. And it's just really easy to slip in concentration for a brief moment and make a mistake. And there's a lot of really technical things that Aquas does while playing Pink Sweets, but it's just a true test of endurance. So a lot of times when you're playing for score versus speed, you're doing very different things, and the community generally likes to go for score in shmups. But there are some games where you can do both, because the main scoring mechanism in Eschatos is going quickly and not missing enemies. And Eschatos is incredible. Play Eschatos.
Yeah, in the standpoint of scores versus speedruns, I'll bring up Nex Machina, which was the first game we played, and then another one, also at my house, Mark Resogun. You can play it both ways. For scores, you're collecting humans, chaining how you collect those humans, truly equivalent of the stars in Crimson Clover here. Or you can just disregard them and just get the enemies to spawn quicker if you know how to get them to spawn quicker, and go for a more speedrunning sense. So it's there are options out there for everybody. So, and just options for playing.
Those bomber enemies are incredibly difficult because they are waves, and you want to spawn as many of them as you can. You can get up to 3 waves of them when they spawn in that previous section. but if they stay alive for too long, they just spam a huge amount of bullets. This enemy is the stage 2 mid-boss. I was trying to farm the 2 side turrets, and I took a death there on accident, which is unfortunate because it's the highest scoring stage. I wanted to get a good showcase on this stage, but like we said many times, talking hard, shmup. And this this is such a big theatric moment that I love in this game where, you know, in most shmups, enemies appear from the top or maybe the sides, and you're just playing, you know, especially in a vertical shmup, you're only looking, you know, above you. And this one, they completely surround you, and anytime you kill one, they adjust the pattern of their lasers. So you start with a hexagon, now I got a pentagon, now I got a square. I really want to make sure I get my homing back before... that was bad. I accidentally downgraded my speed, but I want to have homing for the next section because the next section likes to spawn enemies behind you in a way that's really hard to deal with. And I haven't talked about homing, but there we go. The homing is on, and you'll see those little options, the ships that are flying beside me, are now chasing enemies around the screen to target them. And they really deal with this pattern where they surround you like that way more effectively than having the default options there.
Yep, we've got another shmup convert in chat. Well, welcome to the family.
All right, let's get my speed back. So whenever you see the options at the bottom that are magenta, it means that it is fully powered up. And if you select it again on the power up bar, it will change its mode, except for speed, where if you are at full speed and you select it again, it downgrades you. Not by 1, it takes you all the way back to the start. Well, there are theoretically some situations where that's useful, but most of the time, fast is good, and you just want to get used to controlling the ship while it's fast. There are some patterns that are extremely difficult to handle at lower speeds as well. Had a very narrow window to get through there. This boss, phase 1, is just incredibly mean, and the goal generally is to get through it as fast as possible. Didn't quite get it the way I wanted. But this is the main source to score because you'll see in a moment when we get into phase 2, it's going to start spawning turrets on these circular platforms on its wings. And this is one of the big differences between arrange and arcade mode, where in arcade mode, you kill the turrets and it deletes all the bullets on the screen. Every bullet that's deleted creates score items, and you just keep doing that over and over again by camping the left turret generally. You can do the right turret as well if you feel like it, but in arrange mode, it won't respawn more turrets until you kill both of them. So what that does is it forces you to have to cross back and forth across the boss's bullet patterns, which means you have to play dangerous to farm this boss for points. And like I said earlier, there's a time limit here, and if I take too long, then the boss is going to blow up, move on to the next stage, and it's actually going to reduce my break rate by half. So that's a big hit to scoring. And also you'll see there's 4 different turret types that come on that have very different firing patterns. So I have to cross back and forth, pay attention to which turrets are spawning, make sure I'm dodging them effectively, and I'm picking up the stars, because this isn't as worth it if you're not picking up the stars. So this is... When I'm doing it well, it looks a whole lot easier than it is what I'll say. I think I'm doing a good job of making it look difficult at the moment, though.
Yes. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I flew right into the bullets there just because was looking at something else, and it is so easy to do that on this boss phase. There's the timeout.
Ah, gotcha.
So now my goal at this point is I want to power up before stage 5. I want to try and get a good stage 5. I don't have to commentate as much on stage 5. It should be pretty obvious why stage 5 is difficult. And I'd like to put on a good showcase, get the 1cc. But hopefully I've explained the basics enough that you all can understand the spectacle that is stage 5 and have enjoy watching all the pretty lights, because one of the big things is that when I'm playing well, I'm focusing the dangerous things and making them my priority before they become dangerous. So it can look a whole lot less difficult because they're not being given enough time to shoot their bullets at me. That's no longer the case on stage 5. Even if I'm playing perfectly, there's going to be bullets everywhere. There's tons of enemies. And the final boss rush is an incredible test of endurance, because if we look at the timer, we're probably somewhere around 12, 13 minutes. Stage 5 is almost half the game in duration.
Oh, wow.
It is so long that the mid-boss actually resets your break rate when you kill it, because it's essentially 2 mini stages packed into one.
Ooh.
And then there are 7 boss phases at the end. So it is quite difficult. And we're going to try and just showcase this very effectively. Yeah. Oh, I see Beam Queen Soul's the one that we converted. Yeah. Soul. I've gotten Soul to download a couple shmup demos at this point.
Yes. I was threatening people earlier in between or during the hydration breaks of like looking at my consoles to the side of me. I've got Super Smash TV in one of them and Zero Way in the other. Because I'm very much more of a like either arcade or arena / traditional shmup player. Oh.
So that is a lot of the times when you're playing difficult shmups like this, you are not looking at your ship. You're looking above your ship. And sometimes, especially in a stage like this, I have very routed movement. I know where I'm going and where I'm going to move at each point. So I was looking upwards at something and I missed just a stray bullet. Because I haven't talked much about them, but the basic enemies, the little tanks, the little ships, the Zako enemies as they're called in shmup community, which translates roughly to popcorn, because just when you focus on them, they all explode in little tiny explosions and they look like popcorn going off. They're generally not very threatening, but every once in a while, one of them decides to fire a shot that doesn't normally happen. And if you're not looking at your ship because you're focusing on dodging above your ship, sometimes they can just nail you and make you look very silly. So it is one of the very difficult things of shmups is that you have to balance looking at your ship and looking ahead of your ship. Because if all you're ever doing is focusing on your ship, some of the bullet patterns require you to be thinking ahead, not just where am I dodging now, but where am I going after? Yeah, that's really tough without homing. Normally I have homing here, so this is going to be a little bit difficult because I have this stage very routed and we are now very off route. So we'll try and make this work.
Well, in the meantime, while Railcoon is focusing on that and being an amazing human being and best fox as they are, make sure you give some love to Railcoon. Definitely check out their Twitch channel. They do some awesome shmups, and they've actually showcased this.
I very rarely stream. Just follow GDQ Hotfix.
also follow GDQ Hotfix. Give some love again to Railcoon and their fellow producer Richard. Those two are amazing, and I will kindness bully because I can.
I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to pick up a shield, and then we're just going to get our speed back, because we lost some speed there. One of the interesting things about this boss is that it sets your break rate to 50,000 no matter what. Ooh. Like those couple of tanks, they decided they wanted to take a shot. They normally don't shoot ever. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you see that my break rate shot up to 50,000, so I didn't really need to focus on what I would normally focus on there because I know my break rate's going to go up and I'm still going to be able to get some points here. I'm not going to try and farm this. I'm just going to try and kill the boss. Yeah, there we go. Because having homing is extremely important here on this second part here, because after we kill this mid-boss, everything resets. We go into an elevator, and then this entire section of the stage is saying hello to some old friends. So if you remember the stage 2 boss, they're going to come up behind us. And one of the meanest things in shmups is having an enemy below you.
I was going to say, those bullets coming up from below the screen, those were rude earlier.
So now we've got this spider boss down below us. And if we're playing for points, you're going to love this. If you kill it fast enough, another one appears.
No. Nope.
And you want to do that. Because it's more points, more stars. If you're doing this really well, which my route is off to do it, you can get 3 of them.
Really?
Yeah. But instead, what we want to do is we want to get our multiplier up to 25.6, and we want to farm these missile ships. I didn't talk about it earlier, but these are like the bombers, except they fire missiles, and you can shoot the missiles for points. So of course we're going to do that.
Oh, 100%.
And then when they die, they clear all the bullets on the screen. And when you kill the missiles, they spawn bullets. And deleting bullets gives points and scoring items. And it's just really good. And now we're entering the hallway of hell. It should be very obvious why it's called that. And I'm going to focus. This is the point where I'm actually just not going to talk too much unless I mess up and then I say words.
No, fair. Again, follow. Definitely check out the GDQ Hotfix. Go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. Learn about all of the upcoming episodes, the general schedule, the random noises Railcoon's going to make.
It's these circular ships shoot these lines of bullets, and if you're not controlling them effectively, it can be really difficult. And I let a few of them live for too long.
Yeah,
and this is the hell part.
Yay! Like, yeah, those random noises. Welcome to playing shmups. That is part of the shmup language. Just the random verbal.
What noises. Did I just upgrade? I upgraded my sight. Okay. I was right on the edge of getting a break, and I tried to go into break mode, and I hit something else. And then I tried to change my sight back, and it didn't work. I'm so confused. Whatever. Death is a good way to reset that.
Yeah, fair.
So now we only have three lives for the final boss rush. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll get through this.
Oh, we're good. Yeah, cheer on Railcoon.
And if people were wondering why I didn't talk during SGDQ and why I had someone who had to learn the game in order to commentate, this is why.
This is why.
Which, by the way, huge shout outs to Char Bunny. She was incredible. She took a ton of notes. I gave her way too much information. There was no way she could explain all of it. But then she did a really good job of consolidating that information down and making it digestible. If you missed the run at SGQ and you want to see a slightly better showcase of this game, definitely recommend checking it out on YouTube. It was a lot of fun. It was very nail-biting at the end. We won't spoil it, but let's just say the adrenaline was pumping at the end. It also, unfortunately, got delayed on the schedule, so it was at like 4 a.m. A lot of people who said they wanted to watch were not awake, and I fully understand because, 4 a.m. gaming hours.
I mean, that's pretty much usually when all of my runs tend to be. Like, what? I don't know what the sun is outside, all right? But yeah, youtube.com/gamesonquick. Check out that VOD.
Yeah, that was the fun side effect of Death Smiles being on backup last events, because when it got put in the schedule, it wound up being put in prime time, and I'm like, what?
That was so awesome.
At prime time? Well, what's going on here?
What is this? Oh, I popped off so hard.
Oh, come on. I hate this pattern. And normally I'm able to break through it, so I don't have a lot of practice on doing this pattern normally. Well, this is going to be difficult, but we can do it. We can get the 1 CC. Give me your energy in chat.
Yeah, I want to see that energy. Just channel it to really.
We unfortunately cannot get any more lives at this point. You'll see at the top, next life, have a bunch of dashes up there. I have gotten every single life available. So we just got to do this with these lives. It's doable. I've done this entire boss rush without losing boss rush, without losing a life. It's just very difficult. But I said at the beginning, I wanted to focus on making this entertaining, not just me hyper-focusing and being quiet. So I hope you all are enjoying the show. I love this part of the boss, by the way, just slamming it at the bottom of the screen. We're in an elevator. There is nothing for the boss to be slamming against. This is kind of a big fourth wall break moment. It's just
fine.
So goofy and fun, though.
That orb just wants to bounce. We're not going to deny the bouncy orb or something.
Now, I realize that there's this thing, especially for people who don't see shmups. They think a lot of things that are not very difficult look very difficult. But sometimes when people watch these games, they're like, that doesn't look too hard. Well, just pay attention to the final boss. This is a random bullet pattern. It is not predictable.
A shmup player's favorite thing, random bullet patterns.
And when you're in high rank, these extra arcs of bullets appear, so you have to bait those while you're dodging the laser. Also, these bullets like to bounce off the side of the screen sometimes. If you pay attention to the ones near the top, they will come back.
Oh, yeah, they do. Ugh. And
Okay.
Nice.
Next pattern is very difficult for me. I don't know why I always struggle with it, so I'm just going to try and break through it.
Go for it.
I mean, like, use the brake to cancel the bullets.
Ooh, I see what you mean.
Ah, yeah. All right. Last life. It's
There we
doable,
go.
but I'm going to have to clutch up. I thought that was the last one. I miscounted.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Ooh,
Now we're in low rank, and it's slightly more manageable. Slightly.
slightly.
We're going to go back to that fun pattern.
Yay.
When the bullet, it's almost about to phase. There's an invisible phase transition. It's like there isn't the marker on the health bar, but when you get down a little bit there we go. It's going to go into this final desperation attack, and it's not going to stop using this attack. Either I kill it or I die. Oh, almost.
It's fine.
That was
Nope, it's fine. We didn't
it's
see
fine.
anything. We're still on 1 CC.
I mean, we got to the final boss, so we are going to see the credits.
Yay!
This is one of those mean games where if you don't get to the true final boss, because there's the final boss, then there's the extra boss, then there's the extra boss.
Of course.
And if you don't get to the extra boss, which you have to get here without using a continue to see this boss, it just gives a, you were so close last time, by the way.
Yay!
Try again, and then it doesn't roll the credits. It's so mean.
That is so rude. God,
That's the 1 CC asterisk because we got the credits, but we did die. So, hey, we get to do the shout out. The stream lagged at SGDQ, so a lot of my shout outs at SGDQ got cut off. I was a little bit sad about
then
it.
let's hear those shout outs now.
So I want to say a big thank you to Binary Breakers, Lady Caters, Bean Queen Soul and Chat member over there. A lot of wonderful women and femmes who like to participate in arcade games. They're amazing. They have their super showcase coming up pretty soon. So if you go over to the Lady Arcaders on Twitch, there's going to be a lot of speedruns coming up, I think this next week from them. So make sure you check that out. Frame Fatale's coming up soon as well. A couple weeks away from that. I love all of the small marathon organizations as well. Fast-paced events I'm a big part of. If you want to get into speedrunning and you're never sure where to start, check out the small marathons. They're fantastic. Good way to try and wipe some of that nerves away and then use those VODs to submit for bigger stuff like GDQ.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you to the French restream and the Japanese restream for SGDQ because they both reached out, asked for some information, make sure they could cover it very well. The person on the Japanese restream in particular, when I did Death Smiles during AGDQ, was someone who joined halfway through the run because it was very short notice. It was a backup game. The first commentator was sort of just translating what Charbunny said. My Japanese is very poor, but I could kind of pick up on what they were saying. And then halfway through, another commentator, I don't remember their name, I apologize, joined and started giving very good explanations on what Death Smiles was. And they were the person that did Crimson Clover. They're not super familiar with it, but they did some learning. They actually got a 1 CC after the event as well, because they wanted to try and get the clear.
Nice.
So that was very fun. So big shout outs to them over at Japanese Restream. I love the different language restreams, and now we've got the credits here. Of course, shout outs to GDQ Hotfix. I'm one of the producers, as Asuka said. So we do this type of content most days of the week, so I definitely recommend following if you're not already. If you're interested in supporting me, I very rarely stream because Hotfix is my job. So I don't like coming home from running a stream to then doing a personal stream, but I do sometimes turn on my stream as just like a hobby thing. It's not a big, it's not a source of income for me. So if you do follow, just be aware that they are very rare and very unpredictable. And thank you, of course, to Asuka for inviting me on.
Yeah. And everybody, go on.
I'm going to need you to say it with me at the end here. When the credits fade, the first line that pops up is very famous in the shmup community. So it's about to come up here. It'll be very obvious which one, because it's a very poor translation that's kind of persisted through the shooting game community because it's very fun. So, shooting game, never die.
Yes. I'm like, I think I know what this is. Yep, there it is. Yeah. But again,
but that's it for me. Thank you, Asuka.
No, thank you, Ray. And everybody give GG's to Ray for an amazing showcase of Crimson Clover World Explosion. And being able to play shmups at such a high level is difficult in and of itself. To commentate is just an absolute like mind-blown situation. And to Ray and to all the other wonderful runners of today's episode, y'all did amazing. Like, straight up, all of you, fantastic job. Hearts and love to all of you. GG's to all of you. And that's it. That is the end of the shmup episode, my dream episode. I hope I was able to introduce all of you to some amazing games out there, and check them out. There is a shmup for everybody. It is such a fun genre, and we'd love to see more people play those and showcase them at various marathons like GDQ. But that's it for tonight. If you missed any of As Seen on TV, which was the show before this, and then Express Lane, which is this show right here, you need to stay tuned because we're going to replay both shows right after the break. And then tomorrow we are going to be back with Challenger approaching and then Speedruns from the Crypt, all starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, I'm Oscar424, and I hope you enjoyed our time in the Express Lane. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.